just wanna change the world. I just want the perfect girl. I don't wanna hang around, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. Change the world, but I'm not gonna wait my turn. I don't ever want to come down, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. Freedom. Always jumping through. I'm so yo. Why listen to what I need? Put up pictures so I can see. February can't chase the days away. Yeah, away. Why listen to what they say? Yo, yo, yo. Save yourself for another day. This one's coming, it's gone to the wind again. Yeah, again. Oh, oh, oh. Just listen and make amends. You've been down for as long as you've ever been. This way's up, but you're down again. It's just like you to pull off what you thought you couldn't think today. The lost stranger, the wonder familiar face. Broken hearts made of pieces that shake. I've had one too many of them. Now we pretend. Yo! What up? Dude, how we doing on this fine Thursday? Yo, 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 yo. Just like snow castles, we lift to the edge. Just like snow castles, we drift to the edge. Just like snow castles, we drift to the edge. Just like snow castles, we drift to the edge. We drift to the edge. We drift to the edge. Snow castle. Let's go. Hey, hey, yo, to the edge. Oh, dude, ending with the burp was like the really classy move there. Let's go. Dude, I just fucking shredded my voice. But I should do some warm-ups before stream. La, la, la. Yo. Let's go, dude. Dude, did Jen go to the edge?
Let's go. Dude, do we have a crier already? Do it. Do we have a crier? Let's go. Smell ya. Smell ya, crier. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh. Oh, shit. Dude, how we doing? Thursday evening, boss. How are we doing? Oh, shit. We doing pretty well. Need a lighter emoji? Ooh, a lighter emoji. That'd be good. Yeah, no. The eternal flame. Hey, what a crazy day, man. Dude, we like it was weird here today, right? It was a weird energy because so those of you who've never been to Portland, like Portland has the I-5 freeway runs right through the middle of Portland. And at the top of Portland is a bridge that crosses the Columbia River and goes into Washington, right? Vancouver, Washington. But so today, in something that they never do, they actually closed I-5 freeway going north, which is like you can't even imagine the number of people that work in Portland that live up in Vancouver, Washington. So they closed I-5 because there was a motorcycle accident where I guess a motorcycle hit like a construction vehicle and the motorcyclist died. And so they closed the entire I-5 and like rerouted all the traffic. So every road that was like near I-5 was just filled. And it happened at 5 p.m., like in the middle of fucking rush hour. And so it was crazy, right? It was crazy. Like traffic was nuts. We went out to dinner and we had to like drive around on like back streets the whole way because every main road nearby, like near the freeway, was just packed. And guys, this shit, like, I don't know, it kind of hit me a little hard because I was a motorcycle rider in Los Angeles during my 20s. I like exclusively drove motorcycles until probably my, late 20s because they were so cheap to insure, really cheap with gas, and, you could split lanes. So it was like super time saving in traffic. But man, every time a motorcyclist dies, it just really hits me. Because I'm like, fuck, dude, that could have been me. Because I got in several motorcycle accidents. I did. I had a couple accidents where I got hurt pretty bad and got, accident settlements. It's hard, man. It's hard. Like people don't pay attention well for the existence of motorcycles. People still skate at Burnside. They do. Yeah, dude, Burnside has a lot of shit going on. People skate there. I have a friend who's a professional skateboarder, and so he goes there a lot. But they have like events and shit there too. They have like DJs and stuff at Burnside. Like, I don't know, it's pretty cool. The people that hang. I'm not a skater. I've never been into the skate world, but I know from people that are pro skaters and that are heavy into that world. It's actually a pretty cool world, man. Like the people I know that are pro skaters are like, dude, they're artists. They really are. They really are, man. They are artists, dude. Very, very very artistic people. Yeah, bro. But guys, that is the first time though, can I just tell you that today I've lived in Portland now. This is my 27th year of living in Portland. And that's the first time I've seen them close the freeway on right. So it couldn't have been good. You know what I mean? It could not have been good for them. I've never seen them close the freeway during the day. Okay, they close it sometimes at night for construction projects and shit, but I have never seen them close the whole freeway during the day. It's crazy. Yeah, man. It's tough. See, that's the thing that's really tough about like motorcycles is if you get in an accident, like the motorcyclist is fucking getting hurt. You know what I'm saying? There's like no way around it. You know, if you get in an accident, if you go down, you're usually getting hurt. Dude, I have a crazy fucking collarbone from that. I've broken both my collarbones in motorcycle accidents. Had a wrist reconstructed motorcycle accident. I had 3 of them. I had 3 fairly significant motorcycle accidents. One that required multiple surgeries. Dude, it's not pleasant, man. You know? But I love them, though. Dude, I love them. I'm telling you, there's nothing like going from like 0 to 100 on a motorcycle. You know what I'm saying? If I'm buffering, that's a you thing. There's nothing. The stream is not buffering at all, boss. That's on your end there. But there's nothing quite like going 0. I mean, you go 0 to 60 in like 1.9 seconds. It's fucking crazy. It was backed up at 8:30. Holy shit. That's crazy. Yeah, no, it's not buffering. Everything is good and healthy. You guys may have to turn down your resolution. Your ISP is restricting you, boss. You're being restricted by the demon ISP. Let's go. Oh, shit. Dude, did you guys see? Did you guys see Matt Gaetz? Oh my God, dude. This is hilarious. All right, we're going to warm up with something stupid. So we're going to go on over to Matt Gaetz' page. All right. Look at this asshole. Okay, this guy is like posting about pride. Dude, isn't that crazy? Like, seriously. Right? Dude, like, what the fuck? What the fuck world are we living in, dude? He's got former Congressman Matt Gaetz, and he's posting all this shit about Pride Night, right? Because it's heating up, right? My baseball was just fine without the Pride rainbows. This guy raped a teenager, guys. He raped a teenager. Dude, I got to post on this. Dude, right? Dude, look at this. Pride nights need to end. Right? The teen rapist says Pride nights need to end. But dude, look at this guy. We got to look at this John Root guy, because this guy is closeted. I swear to you.
A good comparison for this, because they used to have these cultural strike zone.
You ready?
Why do we even have to have Pride Nights in baseball? What do you think is the right cultural strike zone for the national pastime?
The NHL actually is probably a good comparison for this because they used to have these warm-up specialty jerseys, but a couple years ago, some courageous Christians said, I'm not going to wear those. And then obviously liberal media lit them up, liberals online lit them up, but it made
liberal
the NHL
media
made a decision that
dude, liberal media. Every media company is owned by right-wingers, dude.
said, we're not even going to force these on players at all.
Dude, how gay is this dude? This dude is like 99% Benny Johnson. Okay, but here, I don't want to burst the bubble, but you ready, guys? You know why Pride Nights exist? It's not the woke mob. It's not the liberal media. All the media is controlled by right-wingers. Pride Nights exist because everyone in America has a gay person somewhere in their family. Every single family in America, every single family. If you go into either your brothers, your sisters, your aunts, your uncles, your whatever, every person in America, every family in America has at least one gay member. That's why they're Pride Nights. But there's Pride Nights, there's Hispanic Heritage Night, there's Fiesta Night, there's fucking Faith and Family Night, there's Military Night, there's Bank of America Night, there's Toy Story Night. I mean, dude, there's just a zillion nights. Now, I do want to point something out, though, because these guys are fucking hypocrites, okay? First off, Matt Gaetz is a child rapist. This anti-gay, closeted gay man is talking to a child rapist, a man who raped a teenager. He paid a teenager for sex. That's great, though, guys. This guy raped a teenager, but the Christian anti-gay guy will go on the show with the dude who raped a teenager. Give me a fucking break. But you ready, guys? You ready? Here's the clincher. Because what have they been saying? I'm going to disprove them all right now. Because these pitchers in San Francisco said, you know what, guys? I don't want to wear a rainbow hat, a pride hat, because I don't want to endorse the gay lifestyle, is what they said. That's what they're claiming. If they play on Pride Night, if they wear the rainbow hat, they're endorsing the gay lifestyle. But let me show you something. You ready? Look at this. Look at that right there. That same team, the San Francisco Giants, one of their primary sponsors is Bank of America. Okay? Bank of America sponsors multiple nights at the Giants. They sponsor their youth program. They sponsor their diamond seats. Okay? They are one of the biggest sponsors. These players do nights sponsored by Bank of America all season long. Now, Bank of America paid $72 million to settle a lawsuit. Why? Because Bank of America was funding Jeffrey Epstein and hiding his banking transactions. Bank of America was complicit in Jeffrey Epstein's in Jeffrey Epstein's trafficking of young women. Now, the Giants players don't protest Bank of America. They somehow can do Bank of America nights or have a Bank of America youth program, and that's not an endorsement of Bank of America being complicit in Jeffrey Epstein funding sex trafficking. But if they play at a Pride Night, they're endorsing the pride. Okay, so you don't really get to have it both ways. If right, it's either an endorsement or it's not an endorsement. So if doing a night is endorsing the thing, then all of those Christians are endorsing a pedophile bank. And they have no problem with it. But endorsing Pride Night, they have a problem with. Or it's not an endorsement and they shouldn't have a problem with any of these. Let's go. Elf says, when I played a couple of seasons for the Rockford Ice Hogs and the Chi-Town Shamrocks, I've been more left than right players. It's that one person that makes everyone think we're all right wing. Let's go. Let's go, boss. Appreciate you, dude. Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. I think most fans of baseball are a mix of all different things. But what I will say is that the actual players in the MLB, most of them are like hardcore Christians. They are. They're like hardcore. And especially the ones coming from South America and shit. A lot of hardcore Christianity. Dude, that's crazy. Rockford Ice Hogs. What is that? What are the Ice Hogs? Is that a minor league team? Were you a minor league baseball player? Dude, this shit is fucking making me mad, dude. It is. These guys, man, these guys are fucking making me mad. Because, I mean, it's pretty obvious, okay? It's pretty obvious that they want to end. I mean, we see what's happening, okay? They want to end Pride Nights in sports. The same way that they want to end gay marriage, they want to end transgender existence, they want to end abortion, they want to end birth control, they want to end mifepristone, they want to end the Voting Rights Act, which they've gutted at the Supreme Court. They want to end the Civil Rights Act, okay? They want to end desegregation in schools. I mean, the list of these, evangelical goals are like crazy. But now, though, in particular, they're trying to turn this into a national whatever hoopla. And you got Harmeet Dillon. Okay, look at this. Harmeet Dillon. So Harmeet Dillon, she wrote a letter to the baseball commissioner. Okay, she's writing letters now to the commissioner of baseball, being like, this better not be religious discrimination. And the other thing that's going on, you ready, is look at this. Look at Rob Schneider, okay? Look at Rob Schneider, guys. Look what he announced today. Watch this. This is crazy, okay? Says right here, look at this. Dear professional baseball players, any player in any professional league who is fined for refusing to be forced to participate in woke leftist agendas, who refuses to wear ridiculous uniforms or cleats, TPUSA and I will pay any and all of your fines. So TPUSA is now getting involved to try and pay the fines. Like, they want people to start refusing Pride Nights, and then they're going to pay for people's fines. Okay? They're trying to create this fucking thing because they want to end Pride. They want to end gay rights. Okay? And so that's what they're doing, guys. Okay? That's what they're doing. Now, here's what happened, right? Here's what happened earlier today was with York in Pennsylvania. Okay? In Pennsylvania, there was a Pride Night, okay? And the players refused to wear the jerseys, or the players weren't going to wear any of the jerseys. And so the team was like, you know what? We're going to forfeit the game. Screw it. We're not going to turn this Pride Night into a fucking shit show. So what happened was the team that didn't want to participate, their team just forfeited the game. So there was no baseball game. Is a minor league baseball club, but they held the Pride Night anyway. And so the community just went and had the Pride Night with no baseball game. But they're trying to make this a thing because they want Trump's government to come in and start using the weight of the government to threaten people because they want to take away Pride Night. That's what they want to do. They want no more Pride Nights. Montreal Expos never cared about sexual preference. Let's go. Good for Montreal. But guys, can I show you can I show you? You want to see how Rob Schneider made his money? Look at this. Look at how Rob Schneider made his money, boss. He made his money like making a movie about him being a hot chick. So he made his money, right, by being a fucking, you know what I'm saying? He made his money by playing a cross-dresser. Dude. But now, okay, he made his money doing this, but he wants to pay for athletes to defeat wokeness. Okay, Rob. Thanks, boss. Thanks for coming out, dude. Dude, isn't it crazy? Like, he's so offensive. And now, though, he's like, oh, right? Dude, you dropped a deuce, Bigelow. Lunatics are just a lot louder. Well, so what it is, though, Tiny Bento, is it's just now they're able to attack with the full force of the government. That's the main difference. The main difference is Trump is willing to use the government, and the Trump administration is willing to use the government to try and eradicate Pride Month or gay people or trans people. So they're being really loud because they have an aggressive bully who doesn't care about freedom or the Constitution or the law, or like if the whole world hates him. In fact, he relishes that. And he's a rapist and Epstein's best friend and a total degenerate, but they don't care because they will partner up with a rapist if it gets them the power to try and like attack gay people. It's like pretty crazy. Now, yeah, it does feel a little bit to me, it feels like the death rattle. You know, it really does feel like the death rattle of their shit. You know, it really feels like the death rattle. But yeah, isn't that crazy? It's like, dude, all of my timeline is just filled. I mean, granted, I've been interacting with a lot of this shit, but my timeline is just filled with bigotry, dude. It's like halfway through Pride Month and they are just melting down. They are just melting down, boss. And see, look at this though, right? Look at this. Look, one of the pitchers involved with this is Kayleigh McEnany's brother-in-law, right? You see that shit? It is Kayleigh McEnany's brother-in-law. So these people are like, they're involved in the fucking Trump admin. They're like in the web of Trump admin. I'm telling you right now, this is like, I feel like it's a Heritage Foundation operation that is happening right now. It is where they are trying to encourage people to like rebel, make a stink, write Bible verses on your uniforms, yada, 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 right? Oh, we'll pay the fines. Then the U.S. government's going to sue the Major League Baseball. They're going to threaten to sue minor league baseball clubs. They're going to threaten everybody the way they threatened CBS and ABC with lawsuits and shit. And so they're going to use the government to try and bully people. Elf says, I only know Schneider from Demolition Man, Judge Dredd, and The Waterboy. I liked him in the 90s. Dude, I liked him in The Waterboy, but he only had one line. You can do it, right? But yeah, dude, this is Project 2025 though, guys. And here though, you ready? It's, guys, I'm telling you, it does not end. Like, for example, right? For example, you ready? Look at this shit. Because it's not just this, okay? Like, here's one that says pride flags should never be flown in public schools. So they don't want people to be like, they don't want young kids in schools to be okay with their gay classmates. But then it goes further than that, boss. It goes further than that because it's like, it's like this shit. Let me find this one woman. They're starting to come forward with what they really want to do because they do have an agenda, all right? But here's one. You ready? Look at this. Porn and OnlyFans are a public health crisis. Ban it. Right? They want to ban adult content too. But what happens after they ban porn and OnlyFans? Then they're going to ban, string bikinis or suggestive pictures on Instagram. Then they're going to ban, two-piece bathing suits at the beach. Right? You know what I mean? I mean, it starts and then the floodgates open and pretty soon you're all walking around in handmade robes with a fucking lampshade on your head. Okay? You know what I mean? That's where it ends, guys. It ends here. It ends here with...
I never could have imagined what my story would entail. To think about what the American dream can do across just one generation, in just one lifetime. It's truly breathtaking. But right now, the American dream has turned into a nightmare.
Dude! Oh shit, remember her kitchen address? All right, now, before we get started, can I show you a fucking meme? I got a little distracted. I started a few minutes late because of this meme, guys. Look at this meme, dude. This shit is fucking hilarious, bro. All right. So fucking Trump said there was no more Pride Month anymore. And she's like, Trump's been dead 50 years and Pride Month still exists, Grandma. Dude, that's like the future. Oh, shit. That's our future right there, boss. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's so good. Whew. Bro. Yeah, that shit is crazy. Three former presidents have died on the 4th of July. Is there hope? Isn't it wild, guys? I mean, isn't it crazy that, like, here we are, guys, 10 years after gay marriage, okay? 10 years, 11 years after gay marriage, and they're still attacking Pride Month, bro. What the fuck, dude? You know what I'm saying? Like, what in the hell is going on? I mean, I guess, dude, the Voting Rights Act came out in 1965, and they eliminated it 61 years later. So they're fucking really working on this shit. Dance party, let's go. Should have seen Who's Social. True Social last night, dude. We'll get the dance party going. Let's go. Dude, what the fuck, bro? Hold on. Dude, fucking YouTube, boss. All right. Elf, let's go. Yoga pants got me in trouble with my girlfriend at the time because I'd be walking around campus with her. Always checked out a girl wearing them. It's an addiction. All right. All right. Dude, yoga pants. Dude, yoga is good for the soul, boss. It is, dude. Yoga is good for you. All right, there we go. This is going to work now. Dance party. Oh, let's go. Dude, Elf's got a wandering eye. A wandering eye. Dude, I love yoga pants. How could you not love yoga pants? Oh. Dude, it's so weird. It is so fucking weird, guys. Oh, yeah. I mean, the people are crazy. You know, and you know, I agree. I did see what somebody said in chat where I feel like this sentiment has always been around. It's just empowered now. That's really the difference, right? Steph, let's go. Is because Trump is completely weaponized the government and nobody in the government is stopping him. Nobody will slow him down. They'll let him abuse all of the, right? All of these old legislators are all getting ready to leave the planet anyway. They're in their fucking 80s and 90s and shit. And so they're just letting him run roughshod over this stuff because they want it. Like, make no mistake that these old evangelicals, they want America to be a Christian biblical country. Okay, they do. They want us to be filled with white Christians cranking out babies and ready to go to war against all other religions, right? And you know, it's pretty gross, dude. Dude, it's so gross. It is so gross. You know? And meanwhile, though, your current girlfriend wears scrubs and you currently find that more attractive. Let's go, Elf! Meanwhile, we have shit like this, dude. Look at this. You ready? Watch this shit. It's like shit like this. Oh, it's a repost. All right. Meanwhile, what are the Christians doing? They're doing this.
We can take the nation. We can intercede. We can protect. Lord, and we seek your face. If your word says, seek my face and my heart is there, that face over.
Dude, what the fuck, bro? Yikes. Jesus. Yeah, dude. Yikes. I'm telling you, all right, before we move on, dude, we need a law, okay? We need a law, guys. You know why? Because here's the deal. I don't think kids should be exposed to God or religion until they're old enough to consent. They need to be old enough to understand what worshiping a God means. And they need to learn about all the religions. They need to consent because this is what happens when you take small children and tell them they're going to fucking burn in hell if they don't go, like, whatever, do your rituals. Dude, woke Nate, what's Paula up to? I don't know, boss. She's indoctrinating kids. Dude, this shit is whacked out, bro. Right? I think at age 16, kids can be exposed to religion. Right? 16, boss. That sounds fair. At that point, they can consent. You know, before then, like an 8-year-old can't consent. And you know what I did, guys, is I don't think this tweet's going to go viral, but look at this shit. Where's it right here, dude? Because look at this tweet, guys. One question to Christians. Are your children allowed to not be Christians? Can your child be an atheist, agnostic, Hindu, Muslim, Jewish, whatever? Is your child free to choose their beliefs? Because if they're not, then you're the problem. Okay? The person with the agenda is you. It's not the gay people. It's not the fucking teachers at school. The agenda is coming from the Christians whose children are not free to choose whatever path they want. Okay? Now, I grew up in a Christian household, and you were not allowed to choose your religion. Okay? There was only one religion in the house, and that was the religion you were in, and you were forced to. Right? Now, there may be Christians out there that allow their kids to not be Christians or pick a different faith. If they are, I've run into very few of them. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Very few of them, right? And Froggy, when you're saying, but how do kids consent? I'm saying kids can't give consent. Okay? Like, for example, you know, right? It is that way with serious decisions. Okay? A kid can't, right? There are decisions that kids can't consent to because they're decisions that are beyond the ramifications of children's brains. Okay? And right, children can't consent to, you know, signing up for a dangerous sports activity. They need parental consent, right? Because their childhood brains can't allow, like, they can't be responsible for those life-changing decisions. And so my point is a child is too young to be able to consent to religious doctrine because they don't know what it is. You know? You know what I mean? So, right? And then when somebody is 16, they can then study religions and decide if they want to go to church or decide if they want to attend church, right? But when you're 6, you can't decide if you want to attend church. And my point is, though, is that church is not is an adult activity. It's not a child activity. Threats of, like, you know, burning in hell and all that shit, that's not appropriate for children. And the Bible is a shitty book. It's trash. It's filled with slavery and the subjugation of women and murdering and fucking, you know, sacrificing children and putting people to death for ridiculous, stupid shit. Like, the Bible is one of the most toxic and heinous books on earth. Nobody under 16 should be reading a fucking Bible. You know what I mean? Like, not a chance. They should not be exposed to that. It's like, you may as well expose them to pornography. That shit, it's like just as damaging. I'm serious. It is abuse. I think taking kids and forcing them to go to Sunday school and believe in God when they're like 7 years old is child abuse. 100%. Because you're threatening a kid with, like, eternal damnation at a time when their brain can't even comprehend what's going on with that shit. And you're essentially locking them into a lifetime of self-judgment and shame and fear at a time when their brain can't even process the fact that religions, you know, they haven't learned anything about how these religions came about. You know, it's like Santa Claus, right? Right? You tell kids Santa Claus exists. And dude, I feel like the Santa Claus thing is just another way of, like, wrapping kids' heads into this shit. You know? You know what I mean? It's like, dude, right? It's pretty gross. It's pretty gross. Dude. Dude, yeah, I mean, I've been having this discussion online with people, and I know it's kind of fruitless, but it is about the Bible. And it's about, like, you know, people are arguing, well, wait, there's good Christians who don't do what those more severe evangelicals do. And I'm like, yeah, but the problem isn't the good or bad Christians. The problem is the religion, okay? Because if you go into the Bible and you look at what Christianity is, it's toxic and harmful. It is like a singular ruler who rules with brutal authoritarianism. You believe in me, you obey, you submit and worship me, or I will burn you forever and cause you eternal suffering. That's abuse, guys. That's not healthy, okay? That's abuse. That's not love, okay? The God in the Christian Bible is a fucking psychopath, an abusive fucking psychopath. So the problem is it is a religion based on worshiping an abusive fucking psychopath. And look what happens. You have a country that goes hog wild on Christianity, and look who the president is. An abusive fucking psychopath. That's not an accident. Who does the country worship? Elon Musk, an abusive fucking psychopath. Our financial system worships billionaires, abusive fucking psychopaths. Why? Because we are junked out on a religion that worships an abusive fucking psychopath. So the problem is Christianity, the monotheistic religion itself. If you are a good Christian, you are practicing a horrible, toxic theology in a somewhat nicer way. And I don't think that's any better. The problem is the toxic theology. You're trying to put a kindness, right? You're putting kind lipstick on an abusive pig and saying, no, the pig's less abusive when he's wearing the nicer lipstick. It's like, no, he's not, because the pig is just abusive always, okay? It's like there's no way you can practice Christianity without it being abusive. You know, it's not possible because the root of it is abuse. All right, Elf says, I said this before, but 50% of my immediate family was religious. Over 70% of my extended family were very religious. They were part of different sects, and I was atheistic from a young age, even though I went to church. Let's go, Elf! Tiggle, baby! Tiggle, baby! Dude, that's crazy. 70% of your extended family, very religious. Dude, Ethan says, hail Satan. Dude, I'm not into Satan either, but whatever. To each their own. You know, so that's my issue. My issue is a singular authoritarian ruler that is going to, you know, subject you to eternal damnation if you don't submit and bow down before it. There's no way to get any good out of that, okay? And in fact, you know, being a good person to avoid punishment is not good, okay? That's unhealthy too. Being a good person to be a good person, to feed into the goodness of the world. Like, their punishment is not healthy, you know? It's just not. But, all right, let's go, baby. Let's fucking go. It does prime you for authoritarianism. It absolutely does. But it primes you for a number of things. It primes you for authoritarianism. It primes you for conspiracy theories. It primes you to carry shame, and it primes you to be silent about certain topics People don't talk as openly about sexuality or their internal workings because it creates like a social judgment, right? The other thing it does is it primes people to be taken advantage of, all right? Because when religion is looked at as the good guys, right? People like, they've developed this idea that the religious people are the good guys. Okay, religion is good, it's moral if you're a Christian. Oh, a good Christian boy. But what happens is the terrible people just wear crosses, okay? And it's like all the wolves are running around with fucking sheep costumes. And a terrible person can just wear a cross and have a Bible on the shelf, and people are like, oh, this is one of the good guys. So it enables horrible people to gain cover, okay, and to look moral and pious simply because they're aligning with this thing that has this social identity as the good people, right? And so all the bad people are Christians, okay? Not all Christians are bad people, but like almost all of the bad people are Christians or in some religion because it provides them cover to be bad, okay? That's it. It's like, you know, are there good people that are Christians? Sure, there are, but like all of the bad people that want to get away with being bad become fucking religion or appear to be religious, you know? Dude. But anyway, I'm going to keep moving. That's just me. I have a life mission to fucking end this shit, guys. To fight against this toxic morass of nonsense. Dude, I've been fighting this shit. And I mean, dude, I've gone back and forth of like periods of my life. Obviously, I was raised with it, and then I bounced out of it for a while. Then I went back to it during like, I got renewed with it when I was like trying to get over alcohol and drugs. And then it was like, it was my experience of getting sober and realizing how many people in sobriety too abuse the God mechanism the same way they do in politics and out in the business world, that I did, you know, there is a concept of having a higher power, but the idea is like when that power's not a shared entity, if it's a singular, like all powerful, like, you know, it has to be a shared entity if you're going to go the higher power route. Otherwise, like power abuse is inherently baked into it. Dude, Elf says, my mother always went to Bible study throughout her life, and when she knew I was an atheist, she accepted it, even though most of my family is religious. Most of them are middle left to Bernie voters. All right, let's go, dude. That's cool that they accepted you, right? That is super cool, boss. You know what I'm saying? That super cool that you got that. That's amazing, right? Not a lot of people get that. Some people do. You're an ordained minister of the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster. Let's go! Dude, we're flying through it, guys. Dude, let's go. We're flying through this shit. All right, let's go. I did hit the thank you. Dude, dude, oh, I only did 10. Oh, shit, bro. All right, so we're going to easily get this. Then I have to do the other 20. Sorry. I'm a little off my game today. I get heated by this. Yeah, I absolutely hate the religious inclination of AA recovery. Yeah, no, it's hard. It's hard, right? It is. It's hard because that was one of the things I grappled with my recovery was the figuring out a way to do the higher power without falling into, because when I fell into the religious stuff and the God stuff, because of my history with the authoritarian father and shit, that authoritarianism was like really harsh and like it was untenable for me to get sober. And so ultimately what I did was I created a deity to stand in for the God and then I switched all the prayers. I just called her goddess, okay? And I made like a feminine energy deity that was like no punishment, no right or wrong. You know what I'm saying? That was just completely about love and support and forgiveness and unconditional space for me to grow and to exist imperfectly. And I did the prayers because prayers, right? Because prayers are like, prayer is good. It's like a form of meditation, okay? It's a form of like, you know, verbal chanting meditation. The prayers are actually really good. They're like mantras, right? That stuff is actually good. It is, what is the problem is attaching it to a singular identity that is the God and the all-powerful being, right? Because like my higher power, I didn't need to worship them. I didn't need to submit to them. They were just like a blanket that I could wrap over me, you know, when I was really struggling. And they weren't going to fix any of my problems. The higher power wasn't going to fix any of my problems. It was just a reminder that like I'm a passenger. And so sometimes I just need to like curl up and let the universe take me for a ride. And it was very powerful and effective at, not only did it allow me to do the step work and have a higher power and be alleviated from my addiction, but it got me in touch with a higher form of compassion, right? Where I could forgive myself and stop being judgmental of myself. And then I was able to heal a bunch of personal trauma. And then I was able to stop being as judgmental of other people, right? And so I don't know, it was like really profound. But it's like you can't weaponize something that is a shared thing, okay? You know what I'm saying? Like you only weaponize something when it's got like that ruling power, you know? And so that's what makes the monotheistic religion so crazy, right? But you were in and out of death. Let's go. You know, see, that's why I think the spirituality is like so useful. It is the authoritarianism and the idea that there's a right God and a wrong God, right? That's where the problem lies, is in the authoritarianism and the idea that this God is the correct God and all other gods are agents of the devil, right? That's where you get in the thicket. The spirituality of like harmonizing with the world around us, with the plants and the animals and our fellow humans and the earth. That's great, right? Have at it. You know? Dude, so yeah, no, so Trump is, right? Trump has been having some meltdowns. But all right, thank you for my rant. Dude, I'm going off. I'm going off on this shit because like I feel like, you know, we need more people being vocal about this. We do. We need more people being vocal about this stuff because, you know, I'm telling you right now, guys, if you look around the country, right? If you look around America, if America becomes authoritarian, it is going to be a religious-based authoritarianism, okay? It absolutely is going to be a religious-based authoritarianism. That will be the brand that we will get here, like an Iran, like a Saudi Arabia, right? That's what we'll have if you know, like Uganda, right? If we end up authoritarian in America, it is going to be a theocratic scenario, okay? It will be theocracy. Make no bones about it, right? I mean, I feel like we can see it. I see the writing on the wall. It's like, you know, Project 2025 was pretty, they were pretty explicit about what they want to do, guys. Dude, I have had tweets. I have so many tweets blowing up right now, guys. Yes, I did. I did, Midnight. I saw the Peter Thiel. So what Midnight is talking about is Peter Thiel, much like the Grove, Peter Thiel has like an island retreat planned for his secret society. And yes, Ezra Klein was on there. There's like a bunch of billionaires and a bunch of politicians and a bunch of like these, you know, weird people that are trying to paint themselves like unifiers. It's weird shit. It is fucking weird shit. It does include people on both sides of the aisle, but they're united in like some idea about technocracy, right? A technocratic, you know what I mean? They're a technocratic sort of thing. Now, guys, I'm not going to say that Cory Booker is like, I don't think he's a bad guy at heart, but Cory Booker is kind of like, he's kind of a showman. Okay. He is. I mean, he did his whole, like, whatever ginormous filibuster or whatever, you know, where he stayed at the podium for whatever, a record setting amount of time. But I feel like he's kind of a fucking, he's like a performer that is not necessarily really fighting for progress in this country. And Ezra Klein, I don't like Ezra Klein. I feel like Ezra Klein is, you know, is a little bit demented. Dude, I do. Dude, Elf, just one more. Let's go. One more, baby. One more for the first 10, guys. I wrote the wrong number, so we need one more, and then we're going to set us up for the second half. Yeah, that abundance or shit. Dude, you would have abundance if you did wealth distribution, right? You would. Let's go. Uno más. Yeah, I think Cory Booker seems fine, but he does not excite me as far as like leading us into a better future. And that's what it is though, guys, is I feel like a lot of these weird sort of conservative liberals, dude, Elf, let's go. All right, let me get it set up for round 2. And then we're going to start, guys. We're going to start with the Mamdani speech. Okay, you ready for this? We are going to start with the Mamdani speech because I've heard nothing but amazing shit about this. It's only 8 minutes, and New York had a big fucking speech. Mamdani, they had a big event to celebrate the Knicks championship. First time in 53 years, dude. Dude, that means I was like 4 years old the last time this shit happened. That's crazy, dude. Froggy, let's go. Appreciate you, boss. I didn't know you were from Australia, Froggy. All right, let me set up the second half of the goal, and then we'll do this. All right? Let me get this going. Dude, 53 years. But yeah, everybody's been talking about how this speech is just amazing. Okay? And now what I wanted to say before that, what I wanted to say about somebody was talking about somebody was talking about like people like Cory Booker and Ezra Klein is like, I feel, and I could be wrong about this, but I feel like there are a lot of people in the Democratic coalition that aren't on the left. They're not. They're basically right-wing people with a few social differences than the super religious people, right? They're like less religious right-wingers, and they try to like preach, you know, common sense or like a middle of the roadism that is designed to make far right shit seem more palatable. Okay? These are people like Ezra Klein. These are certainly people like, you know, Maria Gluesenkamp-Perez, who is basically a right winger. She's up in, you know, Vancouver, Washington. They're even, I feel like they're even people, you know, like, even like the, you know, the Bidens a little bit. Same thing, where they're just kind of, you know, centrist with like, oh, they're socially not as severe, but they like unbridled capitalism, and they're all wealthy and stock trading, and like, we're not. You know what I mean? The working class people are not getting a lot out of the deal, you know? And it is like, it just feels like there's a strong portion of the Democratic contingent that are not really leftists. They just don't want to be Republicans because maybe they're different on the gay issue or they differ on the abortion issue. But even then, you know, when it comes to trans rights, you'll see them get a, well, let's not talk about trans rights, right? Or they'll be like, well, we need a more secure border. And it's like, yeah, we've always had a secure border, right? It's like, there's never been a time in America when we haven't had a secure border. Okay, during Biden, there were millions of people picked up and turned around at the border. Okay, if you're talking about a more secure border or like we need more police on the streets, you're not on the left. Okay, because you know, people know that more police on the streets doesn't stop crime. Okay, it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? What stops crime is fucking people not struggling, and investments in education and parks and after school programs and families, you know, and like, you know, not arresting the male family member in half of the families in town. So the kids grow up without a dad because you've arrested their father on pot charges, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it was in the 80s and 90s, is they were saying shit like, oh, in the cities, we have a bunch of kids growing up without parents. And it's like, yo, you're arresting fucking fathers for weed, okay? And now weed is legal and people are getting rich on it. And it's like, dude, you know how many families got broken up over like the weed industry in the 90s? A lot, dude. And it's like, what the fuck, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, like, come on, boss. That shit bothered me, dude. That shit really fucking bothered me, you know? And I mean, even with some of the crazy shit, if we had access to better mental health care, we would have less fucking people, you know, maybe we would have less people running around, you know, like doing outrageous shit on the street because they're living on the streets with no access to mental health care. You know what I mean? So like, I don't know, dude. I don't know. I don't know what we got, but all right, you ready? Dude, yeah. What Girl Friday said, you see that right there? Where she says, when they had that big flood in Texas, that was the one that wiped out the girls at the summer camp. Remember the camp? All those young girls drowned at a camp or whatever. And there were expert rescuers from Mexico that came to help. And then Abbott had them deported. Like, yo, dude. Or did you see what Trump did today, guys? Look at this shit. You ready? So look at this shit, guys. Look at what Trump did today. Or it was reported today. Dude, the search thing's broken. Okay? Dude, Elon made the fucking, you can't search on Twitter anymore because he broke the function. But this was some of the news today. We're going to look at that. But so, look at this, dude. All right? This happened a little bit a while ago, a couple months ago. All right? 6 months ago. Where is it? It is... Right? So the U.S. is removing panels honoring Black World War II soldiers. Okay? Isn't that crazy? At American cemeteries? And this is World War II. Okay? This happened, you know, whatever, 6 months ago. But it's part of their, like, whatever, DEI initiative. But guys, think about this. In World War II, Black people couldn't even vote. They didn't have any rights. They didn't have any property rights. They were completely discriminated against. There was segregation, guys. Okay? And Black soldiers, despite segregation and lacking property rights and having no civil rights, they went and fought for America anyway. And many of them died in combat fighting for a country that segregated them and abused them and made them use different bathrooms and different water fountains and different parts of the bus. And those soldiers went and fought for this country and gave up their lives anyway because they believed in it. They believed in a future that was better than that. And there were some plaques honoring them in the war cemeteries, and Trump removed those plaques. Because how dare you honor the Black soldiers that fought for America even when America didn't give them rights? And like, guys, that is so broken. Like, if you can't acknowledge, like, holy fucking shit, we should be revering those Black soldiers. We should be walking down the street, you know, putting a fucking plaque on every street corner, like, about how, like, wow, dude, some people who America took all their rights away, they still gave up their lives so you could fucking argue with the government and call Trump a rapist. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, that's so brutal, dude. All right, but you ready? You ready? Now we're going to watch Mamdani talk. Dude, Elon's made the search function not work. Those people are crazy. All right, here we go. It's making me so mad. Screw this damn POS. Let's go, 𝗙𝗏𝗏. It's understandable, guys. We got 20 minutes. 18 and 20, baby. Neo-Confederate fucks. Dude, I want to watch Mamdani. I need to be inspired, guys. And maybe you need too, but I heard this was a good one. Let's see what it is.
My fellow New Yorkers, for 53 long years we have watched and we have waited. We have watched from nosebleeds and through gritted teeth, on televisions in the windows of electronic stores, and from projectors balanced on fire escapes. We have watched alone in our apartments with our heads in our hands, shoulder to shoulder at bars where the signal flickers, alongside friends and family who we wish more than anything could be here today, sharing this moment. For 53 long years, we have watched the Knicks and we have waited. We waited as the memory of Willis Reed winning the championship on one leg grew fainter and fainter. We waited as Clyde came up clutch again and again. As John Starks dunked on Jordan and Patrick Ewing dunked on the Pacers. As Bernard King scored 60. As Charles Oakley pulled every rebound within reach. As Spike got in Reggie Miller's face. As Allen Houston put up a shot against Miami that hung in the air for an eternity. As Larry Johnson gave us the 4-point play heard around New York. As Starbury traded threes with Kobe and then sold sneakers every kid could afford. As Nate Robinson stuffed Yao Ming. As the city came alive watching Linsanity. And as Melo lived every Brooklyn dreams when he came home and made MSG feel like the center of the universe once again. We waited without ever knowing if this day would come, and we waited because we knew deep down in our sick, suffering hearts that it would. New York City, this team has done it. The New York Knicks are NBA champions.
Dude, that's wild, dude. He just recounted like
we are here not
every
just
moment
because of this team that will go down in New York City legend. I'm talking about guys like Ronaldo Balkman, Marty Collins, Raymond Felton, Marcus Camby, Kristaps Porzingis, J.R. Smith, Iman Shumpert, and the whole Knicks tape era.
See, you know what I love about this, guys? I have fucking goosebumps. And you know what I love about this is look at what he's doing. He is paying tribute to every great Knicks player in the teams that didn't make it or got close to making it or got the city's hopes up thinking they were going to make it, because the success of the Knicks today here in 2026, they wouldn't be there without all of those Knicks that fucking carried the torch before them. And I think that's something that we fucking forget so much. And especially with that rugged individualism, is that we didn't get here alone. Okay, even when somebody comes up with a great idea, right? All right, oh, look, they want to worship, the right-wingers want to worship Elon Musk with, whatever, with SpaceX. But it's like, yo, dude, you have a history of soldiers that died going in space, that burned up in crafts coming back through the atmosphere, that blew up in the space shuttle, guys that walked on the fucking moon, Russian cosmonauts that floated around in space stations, all the way back to Sputnik and shit. And like Elon Musk, even SpaceX would be nothing without all of those fucking people that came before them. Which is why you don't give $1 trillion to the one guy, because it's not really just him. It's never just him. It's the people under him. It's the people working with him. It's all the people that came before him. Because it's like all of us. You know what I'm saying? All of us. And I love that he does that. Like, that is so profound for him to include them, because that legacy is part of the deal, man. Timberwolves fan, love Knicks now, forever. Let's go, dude. Shelly! Shelly's coming in hot. Thank you, boss. It's just so cool, dude. Elf says, my parents were strict with money. That's why I inherited a lot. Buying Jurassic Park VHS, I saved up my quarters for milk money for lunch, and I drank from the water fountain and saved the $20 because I love the movie, dude. Dude, I love it. Dude, thank you, boss. That's crazy. I mean, with me, I wanted a computer, and I wanted money to go to the arcade. Let's go, Elf. So I got a paper route, okay? I got a paper route and delivered newspapers every day, right? And then every Sunday morning, I had to deliver huge Sunday fucking newspapers on my bike, like 5 in the morning, dude. It was brutal. We need 16 and 15, baby. Let's go. Dude, let's go, Elf. I love it. But yeah, dude, I love this. Dude, he's like honoring all those that came before them.
I'm talking about guys like Tony Douglas, who I watched tie the single-game franchise record for threes from the stands in 2011. I'm talking about Amari, who got this whole city fired up when he joined. And I'm talking about Jared Jeffries and Lance Thomas and Langston Galloway. Players who gave everything every game, even when a 20-win season was all that was in sight. This championship belongs to them too, because championships aren't just built in one season. It belongs to Emmanuel Quickley, R.J. Barrett, Dante DiVincenzo, Julius Randle. And also to a coach who helped lay the groundwork, Tom Thibodeau. Thanks to each of these New Yorkers and too many others to name, New York City has just had 2 of the most magical months in as long as any of us can remember. Over these past weeks, as the Knicks kept winning, our city has come together as one. Neighbors invited neighbors over. Strangers high-fived one another in the street. Subway conductors sang their announcements and bus drivers danced behind the wheel. So often when this city comes together, it is because we are forced to, by a moment of tragedy or adversity. What a gift it is to be brought together by pure, unfiltered joy.
Dude, that's amazing, dude. Elf, always here for your son. I'm willing to help. Let's go. Let's go, Elf. We love it. Dude, yeah, my kid was saying he's in New York, and he's saying that, like, people are just fucking going ape shit. People have been going ape shit through this whole thing of like, just so, like, electric about the Knicks. And, dude, Dolan, fuck Dolan, dude. That guy's a piece of trash.
For as long as we live, we will remember this feeling of a city together, a city alive, a city overcome by happiness. But let's not pretend that this was inevitable. If you will allow me, I want to travel back in time 8 days. Game 4, 9 minutes and 33 seconds left in the fourth quarter. The Knicks are down 20. The analytics guys, the sports betting companies, the pundits who watch from far away, they do what they do. They run the numbers. They calculate the odds. They write the Knicks off. They give the Spurs a 99.6% chance of winning the game. A 99.6% chance of tying up the series 2-2, of reclaiming the momentum with the next game in San Antonio. A 99.6% chance of silencing the Garden, of another year of watching and waiting. But there is one thing that the pundits just don't get about this team, that they just don't get about this city. It is in that 0.4% that we go to work.
Dude, so good.
It is in that 0.4% that Jalen Brunson, the same guy that so many said was too small, proves that not only is he good enough, he is the new standard for greatness. It is in that 0.4% that OG Anunoby watches the ball float from the top of the arc and start running toward the basket, fingers reaching towards the heavens. It is in that 0.4% that Karl Anthony Towns finds the strength to mourn his mother and still pull in rebound after rebound, make block after block. It is in that 0.4% that Jose Alvarado shows every kid growing up in public housing that a son of Brooklyn and Queens can win for every one of the 5 boroughs.
Dude, that's so crazy, dude. Hold on, we got to catch up here. Dude, let's go. So, Nowhere Bound says, this victory belongs to Political Punk for keeping the truth alive. Let's go, Nowhere. Dude, DB Golding, Elf making me feel guilty. Let's go, Golding. Dude, Mandy tax the rich and balance the budget. Go Fig. Thank you, JG. Dude, we got all the Australians, all the shrimps on the bobby tonight. Let's go. Elf says, my GF and I already agreed. We're not going to have kids because of our jobs, but I can be a surrogate father. Let's go, LOL. Dude, Elf is the surrogate daddy. Let's go. Dude, Shelly Joy, let's go. Dude, that was so crazy with him honoring all the players. I saw the end of that game, the one that Taylor Swift was at, where they were down by 30, and I was like, holy shit, the Trump curse. And then I look back, and they were up by like 2, and so I'm like, all right, I'll watch the last minute of this game. And dude, that tip-in was crazy, right? That their star player misses the shot, but like the one guy was like made a beeline. If that thing was missed, he was getting in there, bro. And he was wide open because, you know, they were double covering fucking the Brunson guy. But what a crazy moment, dude. Because nobody saw it coming. Like, everybody's heart went up when that thing hit the rim, and he was right there. And like, dude, it's just so crazy because that is like, that's what it's all about, right? It's not always about the star. Sometimes it's the guy who comes in behind them. Sometimes it's, you know, the more unknown guy that's getting all the rebounds. Like it really is in those moments. It's like all of us. It's everybody. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, you saw that as much as it pained me, right? When I was watching the Mariners, right? I'm a Mariners fan. And in the championship last year, in the finals, the championship, they were playing Toronto Blue Jays. And dude, that's what the Blue Jays did. The Blue Jays, their like bottom rotation batter hit a home run, like 3-run homers, like 2 games in a row. And it was like, fuck, bro. When your bottom batter is knocking in home runs while the stars are struggling, like that's how you win, man. It's like you can't win with only the top, right? You can't win with only the top. Like, that's why it's so important to, like, take care of the bottom, too. You know, it really is. Dude, Dark Woke says, what's Paula's take on the Knicks? Let's go. Let's check in with Paula real quick.
Hey!
Let's go, Paula. Yeah, dude, it was, that series was traumatizing. All right, guys, 9-8. 9-7, baby. Let's run it up. Let's run it up.
Is in that 0.4% that Mitch breaks his finger before game 1 and says, go get the tape. It's in that 0.4% that Josh Hart gets rebounds that break teams. That Mikal Bridges proves he was worth every single draft pick.
I don't know any of these players.
Shamet pulls up from downtown. That every one of these 18 players transforms the franchise. That Mike Brown keeps this team believing. Most of all, it's in that 0.4% that the Knicks do what New Yorkers have always done when we are told something is impossible. We find a way. We win.
I love that.
Standing here before what feels like the entire city, there is a Jalen Brunson quote I can't stop thinking about. I'm gonna tell you. You are allowed to think about the worst possible scenario, but you gotta go out there and do something about it.
It's a good quote.
When
Dude, that's a good quote, guys. Somebody in chat, some fucking somebody said, hold on one sec. If New York Rangers won Stanley Cup, the Knicks, New York City would go away. Yes, they would, Elf. But somebody in chat said something about, is this a sports channel? And it's like, dude, no, but I feel like this is the political moment. Did you hear that quote? Did you hear that quote? Let's listen to that quote one more time, okay? Because this quote is where we're at right now, guys.
Standing here before what feels like the entire city.
Listen.
There is a Jalen Brunson quote I can't stop thinking about. I'm gonna tell you. You are allowed to think about the worst possible scenario, but you gotta go out there and do something about it.
Right? You are allowed to think about the worst possible scenario, but you gotta go out there and do something about it. And like, guys, that's where we're at, right? We can think about the worst possible scenario. We can think about authoritarianism and fascism and having Bible shoved up our ass and them taking away our rights and them trying to fuck over our voting, them trying to cheat, them trying to fucking throw protesters in jail, shooting us in the streets, ICE. But we're going to go out there and do something about it. We're not going to obey in advance. We're not going to comply in advance and get quiet and give up and get despondent and to be hopeless. We're going to go out there and fucking do something about it. Okay? Like, that quote is like literally where we're at, man. They're rolling back the goddamn Voting Rights Act, but we're going to go out there and do something about it. We're going to phone bank. We're going to door knock. We're going to run for office. We're going to make political content. We're going to talk to our neighbors. We're going to not give up on family members and friends that are trying to get out of the cult, right? We're going to keep standing up to ICE. We're going to keep standing up to the bigots who want to cancel Pride Month. And we are going to vote, 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 vote. You know? And like, that is so important, guys. That is so important. Clip it. I'm going to clip this. We're going to make this a goddamn short. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it is so, like, that is just so the moment we are in right now. Dude, Sam R., let's go. Dude, let's go, baby. Right now, we're going to do something about it. We need 7 and 3. All right, let's get the 7 and 3. All right, 7 and 3. Let's secure the dance party, and then we're going to finish this thing. Dude, what a fucking speech, though. That is such a great quote. You're allowed to think about the worst possible outcome, but you got to get out there and do something about it. That's so amazing, though, because it's like, yeah, you can think about how bad it could get. Dude, every time I pick up the violin or hockey stick, I always expect the worst and hope for the best, just like politics. Let's go. Dude, let's go. We gotta show up. I believe, I'm telling you, man, I believe, dude, 6 away, guys. I believe that showing up is really the important thing. You know what I'm saying? When I think back of like all the things I've done in my life, dude, Steph Sells, let's go. It's like the number one thing has been that I show up. Okay? It's not always talent. It's not always ingenuity. It's, you know, it's mostly, it's just continually showing up, right? Just continuing to go back out there and fucking do it one more time. You know what I'm saying? Make one more video, write one more song, book one more show, make one more piece of fucking whatever film content, do one more stream, right? You know, talk to one more person, right? Pitch one more person my fucking great idea or my band or my whatever, you know, reach out and ask for help from one more person. Just literally just showing up. Dude, dance party LFG. Let's go, dude. Elf, let's do this. Dude, Elf quarterbacking tonight. Dude, keep the good times a rolling. Let's go. I think 2 away, baby. 2 in 2. Oops, 2 and 2, dude. Dude, it's like Chuck Woolery. Remember? Chuck Woolery, Love Connection. At every commercial break, we'll be back in 2 and 2 because it was always 2 minutes and 2 seconds. 2 and 2. Dude, we need 2 and 2, baby. Let's go. Talking to one normie a day about what's really going on is helping. Yeah, no, that's great. I mean, dude, I wish I got more exposure to the outside world. 1776, we are all Americans. Let's go. Thank you, Shelly. I'll be honest. I don't get enough exposure to the brick and mortar real world. I don't. I wish I got more. But I don't get a lot of exposure, and when I do, they're always like super far left. Dude, one more time, Sam R, let's go! One more, baby! Final 40 seconds, we're 1 away. Let's get it. Proud to be an American. Proud to be Lee Greenwood's asshole shitting out Donnie Trump. Dude, let's go. We need to dance because I'm a little depressed, but I need to dance. We're going to dance, Elf. We got you, boss. Dude, let's go. Dude, Steph Sells, let's go. Dude, we went out to dinner tonight, and it was nice. Yeah, it was nice. Dude, we had a surprise little dinner. Dude, Emmy says, I watch you every night, and we don't align 100% politically, but I love your personality and skill. But most importantly, you're here every night, same time. That's funny. I have recently just gone to every night, same time. I've been consistent about that. Consistently at 10 o'clock. I am going to add a day stream, though, guys. I am. I hope I don't lose the 10 o'clock audience, too, because I'm going to keep the 10 o'clock, but I am going to add a day stream. Dude, Steph does come in clutch, dude. Dude, Steph is like a daily quarterback. So is Elf. Consistency is key. It is. I mean, it's just being there regularly, right? We went and had Thai food, right? So for Thai food, we had some chicken salad rolls. We had chicken satay. Their chicken satay is really good. And then I had a cashew nut like stir fry that with all the meats, chicken, pork, beef, and shrimp. And then Jenny had a ginger stir fry with tofu, right? And then she also had like they have a special drink. They have a gin cocktail called the 𝗙𝗡𝗅𝗡, right? So she had one of those. Of course, she picked the 𝗙𝗡𝗅𝗡. Dude, let's go. Dude, she's crazy like that. So what time of day will the show be at? So, yeah, well, so Ozzy, the thing about it is, though, guys, is here's the deal. I'm not changing this time, okay? I am going to stream at 10 p.m. PST time. That is not changing. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to add a daytime stream when Hassan and Kyle and all those other people are streaming from like noon to 1:30. It's going to be a short one, like an hour and a half, just sort of hitting whatever news breaks that morning. And so I'm going to stream instead of being on Twitter and whatever for an hour and a half during the day. I'm going to do a second stream so I can just be on every day at a time when there's a whole bunch of other political people online. You know what I'm saying? But then I'm going to keep this time too, because I want to reach new people, but I don't want to lose. Like, I like this time slot. Like, I feel like this is our time slot. One more for Ukraine. Let's go, Sam. Right? Yeah. Yeah, no, this one is not getting changed because 10 o'clock is the perfect nighttime. But I do want to get some of that day crowd. Like, I want to reach those people as a streamer, right? Because people see my videos, but I feel like I offer something magical in the stream format that a lot of the other political streamers don't, where my videos are good, but I think my streams are better. And people that like political streams, I think they're going to see me and be like, "Oh shit, this is pretty good." Right? And but they gotta find me, you know? What time? At noon, 12 p.m. Pacific time. I have not committed to it yet, right? But that's my plan, right? Don Lemon does 2 streams. Yeah, I used to do 2 streams, guys, as a Fortnite streamer. That's what I did as a Fortnite streamer. I did the same thing. I did an early stream for like mid-afternoon, or it was earlier in the day, like right after people got out of school. And then I did a night stream that was, later in the night. That was more for like the older people. And I think it's good. You reach different crowds, right? So we'll see. We'll see what happens, right? That's my plan. All right, let's finish this up, guys. What an amazing speech, dude.
When Jalen Brunson took that pay cut,
I want to hear that.
You are allowed to. There is a Jalen Brunson quote I can't stop thinking about.
I'm going to tell you.
You are allowed to think about the worst possible scenario, but you got to go out there and do something about it.
It's a good quote, man.
When Jalen Brunson took that pay cut, my friends, that was doing something about it. Time after time, we thought about the worst possible scenario. And time after time, the Knicks went out there and did something about it.
See, that's another thing that I like, dude, with like Jalen Brunson. Dude, Tom Brady did that shit too. Elf, I haven't been to Portland in a decade, but there's a Greek restaurant walking distance from Powell's. I don't remember the name. Yeah, the Greek place it's not there anymore. What was it called? I'm gonna look it up real quick. It had a fucking... It was, what was that called, dude? No, not Zorba. It was it was a dance club at night. It was, what was it called? Dude, it was a dance club. No, the Marathon Taverna is a dirty bar. It was... Dude. Hold on, now I gotta find this out. Yeah, Marathon Taverna is like a dirty, a grimy pool bar that's right downtown near the Crystal Ballroom, right? And dude, now I'm asking the AI about it. It's not giving me an answer, dude. What the fuck, bro? Dude, yeah. Dude, why am I not able to find this? Dude, I'm serious. This is fucking crazy, boss. Hold on, give me a sec here. I just got completely derailed. It's Eleni's? No, that's not it. That's not the name of it. Oh, it was called the Greek Cuisina, right? That's what it was. And there it is. And it had the octopus. It was the Greek Cuisina. I ended up having to use Google, okay? And so it was like a Greek restaurant, and then at night it became a dance club, and it was known by this fucking purple octopus. That's what it was, right? The big octopus. Yes, the Greek Cuisina. That was it. Dude, that place was bumping at night. It was like a really weird fucking, I don't know, it was like a weird, like downtown, but like grungy vibe. But then they had dance parties and shit. It was wild, dude. It was fucking wild. Dude, I tried looking it up. I tried looking it up on the whatever Copilot or whatever the Edge like AI is, and it's fucking shitty, bro. Dude, it was shitty. Dude, that thumbnail? What thumbnail, boss? Oh, you're talking about Trump on the thumbnail? Dude, let's go. They did get you drunk there. You used to drink, like, that's Greek Cuisina, guys. That's where I discovered ouzo, boss. Like, a lot of ouzo. Ouzo and cocaine, or ouzo and fucking MDMA. Dude, ouzo. A lot of ouzo, boss. Oh, shit. Let's go, dude. Not orzo. Ouzo. Yes. A lot of ouzo. Licorice. Right? Licorice candy. Oh shit, dude! What the hell is ouzo? Ouzo is a liquor, right? It's a little bit. It's a little bit like, I don't know, a little kind of Jägermeister-ish, but not. But it is in the Jägermeister Goldschlager kind of vein, right? It is like a liqueur, but it's a liqueur that's kind of licoricey that gets you really fucked up. Like it gets you very, it's, you know, like if you look at liqueurs like Jägermeister and ouzo and Goldschlager, they have a particular aggressiveness with the way that you get drunk. Yeah, they're heavy, they're syrupy, but the alcohol, I think because of the sugar content, right? If you look at the way alcohol is broken down, it's like sugars. So when you have those thick, syrupy, sugary alcohols, they get you drunk in a way that is like really like saturating, right? Sambuca is another one. Yes, it's like the sugar makes the alcohol hit you in a way that like you just get draped in that shit. The drunkenness is like a wet blanket thrown over you while you're smoldering on fire. Dude, that shit is, and I, you know, if we're a hardcore partier like me, dude, that shit mixes really well with the powders, okay? It does. It gets you really effed up, and then you do a bunch of cocaine so you get really fucked up, but you're really, really alert and dancing and excited and, you know what I mean? So it's like a good combo. Those sugary, syrupy things are really good combos with the powders. In my experience, don't try this at home. All right, dude, Elf, they had outside seating and really good saganaki cheese appetizer. Let's go. Let's go. Dude, Rumpies. Yeah, no, Rumpies is another one, dude. Rumpelmans, the schnapps, that shit, dude. Rumpies was another one, dude. Dude, the Rumpies. I used to drink a lot of Rumpies. Mine was Goldschlager. I drank shots of Goldschlager, but in the end there, when my addiction was like way out of control, I was drinking Jägermeister on the rocks, like almost exclusively. It was cocaine and Jägermeister on the rocks. That was my jam. Dude, that was my preferred method of showing up and meeting the world. Dude, I don't recommend it. It's not great. But I mean, if you want to destroy your life, that's a good way to go about it. Okay? Dude, somebody said I knew I'd be an addict when I loved Orange Triaminic and Flintstone vitamins. Dude, let's go. Dude, oh shit, Rumpies. Yeah, no, I used to drink a lot of Rumpies. Well, so I worked at this bar. Okay, there's a guy who's sometime in chat named Watch Bar. His name is Jake. We worked together at a bar, okay? And that bar had one of those Jaeger machines. So they just filled the Jaeger machine, but they didn't keep track of like the shots that came out of it. There was no inventory taken. So what I used to do is I would work with the bar back and I would pour 2 big ass shots of Jaeger and I would put them on the counter and the bar back would take them out and go through the back way to the kitchen and put them in the kitchen. And then me and the barback would go back there and drink the Jägermeister. And we would do that all night long, dude. We would just get shit-faced, bro, at work. God, dude. And then we'd go, like, snort up on a little CD case in the keg fridge. Dude, I mean, you gotta face the day somehow. But now, 19 years sober, baby. All right? 19 years sober. So I survived. I'm glad I got out of it because it was like not a good long-term life. You know what I'm saying? I was doing that shit in my 30s. And you know, it's fun if you're 22, right? But when you're in your 30s doing that shit, dude, it's stupid. You know? And you know what's crazy though, guys? You ready for this? 102 days? Congrats. You know what's crazy though? is some of the guys that I used to hang out with that work there, they're still doing it, guys. Okay? I left that job in 2009. Okay? Right? So I left that job fucking 17 years ago, and I was in my 30s with a bunch of other guys. Those guys are like in their 50s, and they're still doing that. They're still like getting hammered and doing cocaine. And yeah, and I bet they are not, like, that shit starts taking a toll, dude. Dude, it is like, yeah, nah, you gotta get out of that life. If you're in that life, get out. You can get out too. By the way, guys, getting a haircut on Monday, and I'm dyeing it next week. All right, hair's gonna be white next week, so get ready. Get ready, dude. We're gonna have white hair. You quit at 43. Good for you, boss. Yeah, no, it's nuts, man. And what I can say too is, we're gonna finish this speech, but what I'll say too that you should remember, because I watched this with my parents who were alcoholics, functional alcoholics. Elf says my drink of choice during Juilliard was Jack and Peabody. Was Juilliard, Jack at Juilliard, and Evan Williams at Peabody. All right, you like the whiskeys? Let's go. So I watched my dad, who was a functional alcoholic, and my mom, and what I can say is, like, is the aging escalates, right? You can be like 40 and you're partying like you're 20, and you're just like, oh, this is great. I don't feel any effects. But then what happens is it starts escalating really fast. Like, if you drink and do drugs into your 50s, it starts aging you. You hit a point where then it looks like you aged like 25 years in like 2 years. You know what I mean? Like, you just get to a point where it snowballs, and you get really fucking, you get really fucked up. Your dad was a dysfunctional alcoholic. Yeah, I mean, my dad was dysfunctional too, but when I say functional alcoholic, I mean, he was able to be an alcoholic and not lose his job, right? He was able to be an alcoholic and still meet his basic obligations. So his alcoholism lasted for like a long, long time, because some people, they blow their shit up and then they have to face the piper. But my dad was somehow able to not blow the shit up. He had the perfect codependent woman who fucking, picked up all the pieces for him, right? My mom. And so he was able to fucking make it last a lot longer than it should have. You're so glad I'm out? Yeah, no, I'm glad to be out too. I'm glad to be out too, man. It was hard, dude. It was hard, right? It was hard, right? It was, dude. It was hard to get out. But all right, we're going to finish this speech, guys. Here we go.
We win. Do something about it. Jalen Brunson, before what feels like we are told something is impossible.
There we go.
We find a way. We win. Standing here before what feels like the entire city, there is a Jalen Brunson quote I can't stop thinking about. I'm going to tell you. You are allowed to think about the worst possible scenario, but you got to go out there and do something about it. When Jalen Brunson took that pay cut, my friends, that was doing something about it.
Oh, yeah, that's what I wanted to say. I know somebody said they hate Tom Brady, but Jalen Brunson took a pay cut, right? Tom Brady did the same thing, okay? He took a pay cut, and he took a pay cut because he wasn't worried about being the highest paid quarterback. He wasn't worried about whatever, setting the tone for the money. He wanted to win, and by him taking a little bit of a pay cut, they could develop a team around him, so he always had weapons. He always had an O-line. They always had a badass defense. And he was like, instead of being the highest paid NFL quarterback of all time, he wanted the most fucking rings of all time. And I think there's some about that is really good. You know what I'm saying? That, like, I like that, I like that mentality of people that want the team. You know, there's something to be said for having a fucking team. And that says a lot to your team too. When it says like, guys, you are important. Me being the superstar, right? Because he could have easily been the highest paid quarterback, whatever, blah, 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 you know, but he wanted a team.
Time after time, we thought about the worst possible scenario. And time after time, the Knicks went out there and did something about it.
Let's go.
The Knicks did not just win for New York City. They won like New York City. What is New York if not your back up against the wall? A dream that feels just out of reach. A rent payment you don't know how you'll ever make. What is New York if not 99.6% of the world stacked against you? And who are New Yorkers if not people who hear those odds and smile? Who look at a 0.4% chance of success and ask, why are you giving me a head start? This is our city. This is our team. For 53 years we watched. For 53 years we waited. Now we've won. One last time, New York, say it with me. Knicks in. Knicks in. Knicks in.
Dude, let's go.
Much.
Dude, what a crazy speech, boss. Dude, he is good. That was a really good speech. But like, dude, there is a truth to that though. That, I mean, you've heard the saying about, you know, New York, right? They used to sing about it, right? If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere, right? Because New York is like, it's like all of the people, right? The best fucking theater actors, the best bartenders, the best models, whatever, the best everywhere else in the world. They all go to New York and compete to succeed there. And so when you go to places like New York, you go to places like LA, if you're going to grind it out there, you're going against the best in everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just such a different thing. Like, I remember moving from LA to Portland. I got a waiter job in Portland, and like all the waiters in Portland sucked. And not because they were like bad people, because there was no, like, in LA, every waiter is trying to be a rock star or an actor or a fucking studio head or whatever. And so they don't know like which customer's gonna be their opportunity. So everybody there is trying to be the best fucking waiter, the fastest, most efficient waiter, because you want to wow everybody, because you're looking for your big break. And then I moved to Portland and people are like, whatever, dude, I'm just making tips, right? I'm just trying to get off work so I can go home and get stoned, right? And there's nothing against that, but like, you go to LA, you go to New York, you go to some of those major meccas, and it's different there, okay? The people there are not, they're sharks. Everybody's a shark. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is trying to fucking, like, you know, blow the doors off of shit. And I think there's like a, I don't know, there's something you get living in those cities. Yeah, they're hustling. I think there's something to be said for going to those cities and like competing like that. I think, you know, I like that shit. Dude, Elf says, I still had alcohol in my house. I'd always have a bottle of Glenmorangie, right? Nectar Dior. It's so smoky and smooth. And Scotch whiskey. All right. Let's go. Dude, I used to like, what was the Scotch I liked? I liked Oban. Wasn't there a Scotch called Oban, I think? That was pretty good. Dude, let's go, dude. Thank you, Elf. Let's go, baby. Dude, Oban was pretty good. Glenmorangie. I don't know what Glenmorangie is. I don't know what that is. Right? Glenmorangie. I like, you know, I liked Oban. And the whiskey that I liked was Basil Hayden's, right? I liked Basil. Basil Hayden was pretty good. All right. Angie. Glenlivet. You like Glenlivet? Let's go. Let's go. Dude, what a speech, though, bro. Dude, that speech is fucking, what a fucking speech. Hold on. We have a fucking whiner in our midst that I needed to remove. There we go. Let's go. Angie? It's a, you had Oban? Dude, Oban was good. But Oban was pretty good. I was not a super Scotch guy. Dude, we had a crybaby in the house. I booted their ass. What a fucking speech, though. All right, you ready? Let's move on, guys. Let's move through some of the stuff that I have fucking saved. All right, we got to look on the New York subject, okay? While we're talking about New York, we got to look at this guy, okay? All right? Because, again, I like the New York Knicks. I was never a Knicks fan. I'm a New York fan, okay? I've always been a New York fan. All right, back when I toured 20 years ago, I knew some girls that lived in the Village. I would stay at their place. I love New York City. The first time I went there, I didn't go there until later in life. I was in my 30s. The first time I saw New York City was in 2003. I went there to hang out with a girl I knew that was living up in Inwood. That's this like Portuguese speaking area at the very north of Manhattan. And I got there during the blackout in the like August or September. It was like the fall of 2003. The first time I went to Times Square, there were no lights on, guys. It was just pitch black. I was like, this is fucking weird, right? And I got a room at the 𝗙𝗍𝗄𝗆 Hotel, and I started what was essentially a 10-year romance with the city of like, you know, then a guy from New York City came and became my best friend here in Portland. And so I had this weird like romance with the city, and I would go there a lot and go there on tour, and I would go there to see Broadway shows when I was trying to be an actor and shit like that. And so I've been in love with the city of New York for a long time, okay? Since like 2003, since I first went there. And I just loved it. And I've always felt like a kinship with the city. And it's one of those things too that like when I go to New York City, for whatever reason, people always ask me for directions because whatever my energy is, like it seems like people think I'm a New Yorker, even though have never lived there, right? And they are amazing. They're sort of like brash and you know, upfront. And they're aggressive in a way, but like, it's like a good kind of aggressive. And do I see other cities? I do. I mean, Midnight Marauders, while I was touring, I spent time in just about every major city in America. Okay. Literally like, you know, Cleveland, Cincinnati, New York City, Boston, fucking, Bridgeport, DC, Atlanta, Charlotte, North Carolina, Wilmington, fucking, you know what I'm saying? Jacksonville, Tallahassee, New Orleans, like Austin, Dallas, right? I've been, you know, Oklahoma City. I've been in just about all of them. There's like a handful of major cities in America that I have not spent time in, but I have spent time and like crashed on the floor of houses with people in just about every major city in America. So I've been around, right? I've gotten a taste. It wasn't like New York was one of the only ones I saw, right? But I've had a love affair with New York. And dude, I used to play in Oklahoma City. There was a coffee shop called the Satellite, okay, in OKC. That was like, it had like a slanted roof that I don't know what it is now. I think it's a restaurant now. But it was like it called the Satellite. It was a coffee shop in OKC. It was cool. I actually had a girlfriend in Oklahoma City. I even though I lived in Portland and I had a relationship in Portland, but I had a girlfriend in Oklahoma City. One that like, dude, that like, if I hadn't gotten a woman pregnant, I may well have moved to Oklahoma City to live with her. Her name was Kate, dude. She was a photographer, and I was like madly in love with her. It was just bad timing, right? Because I had a kid, and so I had to be a father. But it was Oklahoma City. I really liked Oklahoma City. I did. But anyway, I had a love affair with New York City. I have had one for a long time. Now, last year, my son moved there. All right. So my son is living in Brooklyn right now. He's 21 years old. And I don't know if he's going to stay. He doesn't know if he's going to stay. He moved there because his girlfriend wanted to move there. And he's there for now. And we're going to go see him in August. And so I don't know what's up with that. But I'm trying to sort of live vicariously through him and whatnot. But the reason why I'm mentioning this is because there is something about New York that is revolutionary. And if you go there, you see it. Even now, you ready for this? Without New York City, guys, I wouldn't be doing a political stream right now. You know why? In July of 2022, I got sponsored by a credit card company, and they put my name on a billboard. So I went to New York City to do a billboard. I was in Times Square with a big billboard of me. There's a picture of it in my Instagram. And I went there and was live streaming from Times Square as a Fortnite streamer back when I had pink hair, right? On that trip, on my way home, I found out a gamer person I knew, his manager contacted me. They're doing a stream today with Andrew Tate. We want you to come on. I'm like, okay. So I went to the airport. I was in JFK in the terminal with my laptop up against the wall, yelling at Andrew Tate in this terminal in front of like 400 people. Me arguing with Andrew Tate and telling him to fuck off started a chain reaction that made all the Fortnite gamers hate me because I was too woke. And that led me down the path of wanting to leave gaming and go into politics. New York, baby. It was New York, dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? And they are cutting edge of politics. They're cutting edge of fashion. They're cutting edge in, like, you know, the talk show world. Everything about it. Yeah, no, my gaming channel was pretty big. Like with TikTok and Twitch and everything, I had like 1.5 million, like in the gaming world, like 600 and some thousand on Twitch and TikTok, and then the other socials. Like I was world famous for a couple of years during the pandemic, like 21 and 22. Those 2 years, I was like everywhere, dude. It was cool. But so New York is like an epicenter. All right. New York is like this epicenter. You know, it's like so crazy. Here, let me show you the billboard. You ready? Here, I'm going to show you. It's fun, dude. Dude, it was cool. Here, I'm going to fucking find the fucking picture here. Give me 1 sec. We gotta scroll back here. We're going to scroll back in history. Dude, it was cool. When I was there too, I ran into like some actors I knew from here that were visiting that saw me on a billboard, and then they saw me in Times Square like filming. Dude, it was crazy. But that's how I got here, was through New York City, right? I was mouse and keyboard. I started on controller on a PS4. I was streaming on a PS4 when I started, and I eventually blew up and got a computer. But dude, so anyway, we got to look at this guy, because there's a guy that they interview that is talking about the revolution in New York. All right, here, now we're getting into it. Now we're getting into the gaming stuff. There it is. There it is, dude. Right? Oh, shit. There I am on a billboard in Times Square. Dude, Elf, let's go. Most memorable places you played were Lincoln Center for the Performing Arts in Chicago, Kennedy Center in D.C. All the great places to play. You still haven't played Carnegie yet. Let's go, dude. Oh, shit. Dude, Carnegie would be crazy. But yeah, so I was streaming there. That was me. That was July 20th of 2022. Okay? And then that was right before the Andrew Tate thing. But yeah, dude, I was like fucking Gamer Joe, boss. Dude, it was pretty wild. But the billboard was amazing. Yeah, it was a moment. There it is again. Oh, shit. What a fucking... Dude, those were the days, boss. Oh, shit. It is a vibe. But anyway, the reason why I bring this up, guys, is because New York is a revolution. Okay? It is. New York is a revolution. It is like... And right now, Zohran Mamdani is the first socialist mayor of a major place. He's, a Muslim mayor in New York City. Yeah, the canceled, dude, the canceled was pretty crazy. I was getting canceled a lot, guys, because I was pretty woke, and I'd done this FaZe Clan thing. I had kind of gotten canceled during that, too. Dude, Battlefield franchise is the king. Dude, I had several major cancelings while a gamer, because I was pretty woke. But so this guy is... I feel like this guy talks about the revolution in a way that's really funny and profound, dude. He's just a random fucking person. And so I was not in FaZe the org, but I was a finalist in their like Phase 5 competition in 2020. And then in 2022, I got picked to go to the FaZe, like to go live in the fucking FaZe warehouse for a month in their little reality show thing that turned out to be a disaster. Dude, everybody got COVID and we got quarantined to hotel rooms. And then I got canceled with all this chaos. Dude, it was crazy. It was so stupid. Yeah, that was in like May of 2022. I lived in the FaZe warehouse for a whole month and it was a disaster. They were so crooked, guys. I mean, the fact that they finally went under, I'm so glad they're gone because they were so crooked. Like the esports organizations, like they're all pretty bad, dude. Not all of them, but many of them are just like money laundering outfits, basically. What they are, fake drama creating money laundering outfits that take advantage of kids is pretty much, Dude, it's pretty bad. Dude, the FaZe warehouse, it was amazing, but it was fucking shitty. No, I didn't meet Nadia. No, Nadia was like, got involved with FaZe like shortly after that. Okay? Nadia got involved with FaZe in like summer of 2022. This was right before that. And then they they went public. And then they looted the thing. They did a pump and dump of the stock. And then what they did was then the old members were like, oh, the corporate guys ruined FaZe. We're going to take it back. So they basically went public with these corporate guys. They looted the company and then they dissolved it and they took it back to try and rebrand it and build it up again. And then they all started looting it again. And then finally it fucking disappeared. But yeah, I was a Fortnite player, but I was like the oldest competitive Fortnite player. And I like went deep into FNCS qualifications at a time when like no old guys were playing Fortnite. And I did it with like some guys that were not like super pros. And so I was just the right place at the right time. And it was also my TikTok was blowing up. So I had a couple months where My TikTok was blowing up. I like went deep into this phase competition, and then I qualified for the second round of FNCS. And like, then what ultimately did it was in a competition, I walked into the wrong box one day. I thought I was following my teammate, but I was following an opponent. And I went into the box with them and they killed me. And I was like, fuck. And for whatever reason, that clip of me following the wrong guy into a box and them all looking at me and killing me, like every gamer in the world thought that was the funniest thing. And so that clip, at the height of all that other stuff happening, that clip went like mega viral. And then next thing you know, I was like out of debt and had a whole bunch of money and was like streaming for like 2,000 people every day. It was weird. It was just literally like, 4 months of like things happening. And I didn't do anything. I just showed up and played Fortnite every day. Dude, it was weird. It was like totally accidental. You play Apex? Let's go. But it was a fun ride. Right? It was a fun ride. But anyway, back to my story. This guy, I feel like this guy right here, this guy like exemplifies the revolution, right? This guy says something about the revolution starting in New York. And I really feel like this guy's tapped in because we got fascism, we got oligarchs, we got Peter Thiel, we got fucking trillionaires now. And they're trying to tell us that like we want too much because we want healthcare or we want to be able to go to college without having to pay it off for 100 years, right? We want to be able to go out to dinner, buy a home, have a family without having to work 5 fucking jobs, right? And watch what this guy says. This guy is like, I feel like this guy just fucking nails it, bro. Random dude on the street. And look at what the person who tweeted. She says, they gave the right person the mic. He just needed the platform. Ready? Watch him. It's amazing.
How you feel about Donald Trump? I fucking hate that man. I really, really hate that man. And honestly, I'm glad you asked because this shit right here, like this energy, like the revolution starts in New York. Like Jalen Brunson is more than the king of New York. He's the motherfucking messiah. This is how we survive the war against AI and the robots. I know this sounds insane. I started drinking at like 6 a.m. But like, listen to me now. If we bring this energy to these fucking people that are pedophiles that run this world like this, we could do anything. I mean, the NYPD was bolstering about 10,000 officers, 10,000. Son, there's 4 million of us out here right now, and we're just the ones that didn't go to work. Like, we should all not go to work and fucking take this country back. And you know what?
Yes!
It starts with the goddamn New York Knicks because the mecca of life and of sports is Madison Square Garden. You think about all of this expensive real estate, and you think about having an arena here that not only, let me just say, shout out to the Knicks, but shout out to the 1906 Rangers, one of the original 6 hockey teams. They just fucking put sports teams up in here, and we go fucking nuts when they win. And you know what? Let the world see, let them learn. The passion is real. The revolution starts now. What's up?
Dude, you see that guy? Dude, is that guy not amazing, bro? Dude, Elf says, Tommy is still terrible at Fortnite. I try to catch him every time he lies. He gives me hope when I play Doom Eternal. Let's go! Dude, let's go, Elf. Fuck you, buddy. Let's go. But dude, look at what he said. He said a couple things that are like beyond. Where he said, okay, first off, he's just whatever. He's talking about New York. First thing he says is, I fucking hate that guy, Donald Trump, right? And look at this guy. This guy is not like some raging pink-haired liberal, all right? But he's like, I fucking hate that guy, Donald Trump, all right? That's for starters, because everyone in New York hates Donald Trump because they know he's a fucking pig. They know he's a degenerate, abusive, cheating, con man, loser, okay? And they would never vote for his ass. But then he goes on to say about how the revolution is here in New York. right? NYPD talks about 10,000 cops. He's like, there's 4 million of us here. And that's the truth. We outnumber these guys, okay? There's 300 million Americans. You know what I'm saying? We outnumber all of these guys. We do. We outnumber them by a long shot. And he says about the fight against AI and the robots, like, you're damn straight, dude. These companies that fleece us and underpay us and do wage theft and don't want to give us health care or any benefits, now they want to replace us. And then, right, they want to replace us now to where we don't have any jobs. What are we going to do? We're going to be fucking homeless. We're going to get sent to work camps, and you keep jacking your prices even though it's getting cheaper and cheaper for you to make shit? Like, fuck that shit. He's like, dude, we should all fucking quit going to work and quit supporting these motherfuckers. Dude, he is like right on, man. There is so much about that. That is right on, guys. About like these, you know, these corporate oligarch people that just want to fucking take, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? That want to, he's wearing a tie-dye, dude, he's wearing a camo bucket hat, boss. What are you talking about? That's camouflage, bro. His bucket hat, that's camo, dude. That's like Desert Storm camo. That ain't tie-dye. Dude, that's camouflage. Let's go. That shit is a Desert Storm, baby. But New York, though, oh, looks tie-dye to you? No, it's camouflage. But if you look at it, if you go to New York, man, it's like every race, every gender, every sexuality, every fucking financial grouping. There is like everything in the world is fucking in New York City, man. You know what I'm saying? It's amazing. If no one is working, who will buy anything? Dude, we don't need to buy anything, okay? We could have 75% less products in the world and we'd all be fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you think about it, dude, we have too much shit, right? We do. The whole world, we need less. Less of everything but compassion and art. Dude, but New York is on one right now, dude. It is. New York is on one. Think about what New York is doing. They are on the front of like socialism. They have a socialist mayor who's trying to do things differently, right? They have been fighting, you know, they're fighting ICE like Chicago and LA and Seattle and Portland, right? These other cities that are fighting ICE. Trump is trying to like attack like Canal Street. They're trying to attack like the street vendors and you know what I'm saying? You know, dude, it's like, it is fucking crazy, dude. I love this shit though. I love him. How do you feel about Donald Trump?
How do you feel about Donald Trump?
I fucking hate that man. I really, really hate that man.
Dude, look at him. He is like, I love the way he says that too. The other thing he said is how we're gonna, you know, take over AI. We're gonna fight AI and the robots. I know that sounds crazy, but I've been drinking since 6 a.m., he says. But he's like, dude, we're gonna fight against the pedophiles who run this world, guys. Listen to what he says.
Honestly, and I'm glad you asked, because this shit right here, like this energy, like the revolution starts in New York. Like, Jalen Brunson is more than the king of New York. He's the motherfucking messiah. This is how we survive the war against AI and the robots. I know this sounds insane. I started drinking at like 6 a.m. But like, listen to me now. If we bring this energy to these fucking people that are pedophiles that run this world like this, we can
the pedophiles that run this world, dude.
do anything. I mean, the NYPD was bolstering about 10,000 officers, 10,000. Son, there's 4 million of us out here right now, and we're just the ones that didn't go to work. Like, you know, we should all not go to work and fucking take this country back. And you know what? It starts with the goddamn New York Knicks.
Dude, I love this guy, bro. Oh my God, dude. Because it's true. Just think about it, guys. Think about Think about what is happening right now in America, how the 1% of America is like dominating us with all the money and all the power. They're bullying us. They're telling us we're not saving enough. We get Starbucks too much. You have Netflix. That's 3.3 million people, guys. That means we have 327 million people that are ready to just kick the shit out of that 3 million people. You know, so tired of having 1% of the population take everything and hoard everything and just like shit on us the whole time and tell us like we're not doing enough. Bro, it's getting tiring, isn't it? I don't know about you, but I'm getting damn tired of that shit. Dude, and you're right. Yes, no, what Damsel said, it's not just America. It is global, okay? It is global, guys. It is global, right? And 30% support, it blows your mind in New York, JG? JG, is that what you're saying? 30% of support in New York? I'll tell you why Trump has a lot of support in New York. I mean, he doesn't have a lot because he could never win there. But the reason why he has 30% is money, okay? There's a ton of rich people. Like New York is like 50% wealthy. It's not like 1% of New York is wealthy. It's like 50%, 60% of the city is wealthy as fuck. And so that's like, you know what I'm saying? That is why he does have a chunk of wealthy people that support him because of the money, right? But even the wealthy people that support Trump in New York fucking hate him. They do. Even the wealthy people that like will vote for his policies, they fucking hate Trump too, though. Dude, they do. Yeah, the Upper East Side for sure, man. The greed and the people down in the financial district, right? The fat cats. And now it's like Greenwich Village is filling up too, dude. Like Greenwich Village is now becoming a fucking, you know, it's becoming a little enclave of like Beverly Hills-ish shit. Like all of Manhattan, basically south of Central Park, everything from Central Park down is getting wealthified. You know, used to be the Lower East Side was like gnarly, but even, you know, pretty soon the Lower East Side is going to be, you know, like the Upper East Side. It's all getting like the wealthy people are starting to move down and take over all the, they're like re-gentrifying all the hip spots. But yeah, dude, and you're right. The person, it was, I think, Damsel, some other people I saw in chat saying how it's global, that yes, everywhere in the world now, there is like a 1% that is dominating and hoarding all the resources. Dude, you were born and raised in the Lower East Side? Let's go. Dude, I had a friend who lived in the Lower East Side for a long time. Dude, he used to live above like a dry cleaner or some shit. You know, all the shops there had the metal, the full metal, like garage door looking shutters that would pull down on them. And he lived in a 2-bedroom apartment. His bedroom like had a bed, a fucking bicycle, and a closet. And that was it. Like he had room for his bicycle, his bed, and a nightstand. That was his whole bedroom. Dude, that was it, bro. And this was like, I don't know, this is like 2012, right? It's like 14 years ago. And he was paying, you know, $1,000 a month at that time for, you know, for that room. But dude, oh shit, boss. Dude, I just feel like, man, it's like that Jalen Brunson quote, dude. It's okay to think about the worst possible scenario, but you know what? You got to show up and do something about it. You know what I mean? You got to show up and do something about it. And look at these guys. Look at these wealthy guys, how they're complaining. Like if you say you're going to tax them, they're like, ooh, we're leaving, right? They're leaving. The billionaires are moving to states with no taxes. They're dirty, dude. They're thankless, right? There's guys in New York who pay $200 million for a penthouse apartment, and they don't even live in it, guys. They buy that real estate and they just go there a couple times a year, but they buy it because it's going to double in price in fucking 10 years, right? That's what happens. Like New York, there's so many people there and so many people, there's so much demand to live there that people go in and they buy up the real estate and they don't even live there. They just buy it up to fucking double their money and then sell it to some other rich fuckhead who wants to buy a fucking penthouse. And not because they want to live there or because they're New Yorkers, because they just want the clout of owning a $200 million penthouse on the top of a building in Manhattan that they can have a party, a Christmas party once a year and show everybody, look, I'm the king of New York, right? These fucking rich motherfuckers, dude. And we're not talking like, 20 million rich. We're talking like wealthy beyond like what needs to be. Like, I don't care if you have $100 million, live it up. But nobody needs $1 billion, man, or 5 billion, or 100 billion, or 300 billion, or a trillion. Give me a break, dude. Elf says, look up Pam Frank, violinist. She was my teacher at Peabody. She lives on the west side of Central Park. She's amazing. Let's go. Dude, I will look her up, Elf. Pam Frank, let's go, baby. Dude, yeah, they're just fucking taking that shit. Dude, isn't that crazy? Oh, look at what we got, guys. We got that tarp up at the Kennedy Center. Oh, getting crazy. The tarp is getting crazy, boss. Oh, shit. Dude, the Epstein class. These motherfuckers, boss. All right, moving on. You ready? Look at this, guys. On that note, you need a beer? All right, get a beer. Get a beer. I'm going to go grab some coffee, okay? I'm going to go grab some coffee, and I'm going to play a song here for a minute. I'm going to grab some coffee, a little bit of late night coffee, and then, dude, we got to go look at the reflecting pool, okay? Because Trump's big project that he was, you know what I'm saying? Trump was like, we got to look at the reflecting pool. Trump's big project was the reflecting pool. Oh, it's like this symbol of him rejuvenating America, man. He's like, oh, if you want it done right. Dude, it's already falling apart. The algae is back. The painted bottom is chipping. And now people are starting to write 𝗙𝗍𝗪𝗍. Dude, it's just going to hell. The thing's already falling apart. Why? Because Trump fucking sucks. I'll be right back. All right? Hang tight. You're
Back in the day, complications never wore my patience. I was always ready to play, play, play. Why face the day in the sunshine in LA? We hit the beach and rode the waves. I lost my balance, I was faded, faded. I was trapped and wrapped up in a scene that was never really me. Plastic lights and starry
Let's go.
eyes, and all the freaks were left outside. So I'd look in and wonder why. Where was mine? I couldn't find it, 'cause you're all I've got. You're all I want. Some days it just feels like this will never be enough.
That is me, yes.
Most days it just feels like a struggle to catch up.
Dude, I wrote this in 2003.
And I won't mind the day I find what a peace of mind you are. 'Cause life is a wonderful mess. You're all I've got.
Dude, so good. Dude, I love this song. All right, you ready? We got to get back to the politicking, though. Dude, that was my band called Number 3 Breakdown. You're going to be able to buy that CD soon, right? End of summer, you're going to be able to buy that CD. All right, there's a limited number of them, but they're out there, dude. Dude, it was a good band. It was a good band. It was 2 pieces, me and a drummer, and we had managers. We had this really exciting stage show, and then we were in the studio with this guy named Larry Crane, who has Jackpot Studios, was his studio. He's like the guy who recorded like Elliott Smith's early records and a bunch of other big bands from Portland at that time. And then I pulled the plug on the album and the band while we were recording the album. Like when I was starting to write words for some of the songs, I got stuck and I realized I didn't want to be in that band. I wanted to be making different music and I didn't want to be doing what I was doing. And I remember I would go in and record and I would talk to Larry Crane about it. And he was like, yeah, he's like, man, I don't know, man. Like, it just seems like you're having a crisis. Like, you're going to have to figure that out. And so I just pulled the plug on it and I quit. And I quit the band and I took the tapes, $7,000, and essentially threw it in the trash. And then I started writing my own music. And a year later, I made an album called Let Go Afterglow. Link is down in the description. And I toured the whole country as a one-man indie rock band. Like, I gave up that band and I went and worked on my solo project. And then like I got shot out of a cannon and I toured the whole country for several years and like saw all of America, dude. It was crazy. And it was like super successful, but it happened because I ended that other successful thing that just wasn't like making me feel happy, right? It's weird. I couldn't put my finger on it. But it was like getting out there with my solo project was way more meaningful and shit. You know? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So I guess if there's a moral of that story, what I would say is if there's a moral of that story, don't be afraid to let go of something you've invested a whole bunch of shit in if it's not feeding you in the right way, because you can take something that is like, man, this is a really big thing, but like, God, I'm just not feeling it. And you can let it go and just say, you know what? I'm going to go do the thing that feels right. And like, you can make that kind of move And it can be, it's really amazing. Let me just say, all right? Yeah, because I mean, there is a time to stick. There's a time to stick, and there is a time to like not stick. And sometimes you got to just move on. And yeah, people too, like getting out of a relationship. Like, dude, Jenny and I have been together for 13 years, right? When I met Jenny, she had been married to a guy for 7 years. She was married. She'd been with him a decade. She was married for 7 years. It wasn't fulfilling, man. He didn't see her. He didn't like appreciate her. He didn't unlock her in a way. And she jumped ship. And now we've been together for 13 years. And like she has like a life that is like way more satisfying. You know, she like jumped ship. I think it's amazing. Somebody asked if I was on Kill Rock Stars. I was not on Kill Rock Stars. Okay. I knew the guy from Kill Rock Stars, and I was going to be a web designer for them for a while. Like 𝗏, right? 𝗏 and the Get Down, Stay Down. Back when she was on Kill Rock Stars, I was working with the dude from Kill Rock Stars. I was designing 𝗏's website, actually. But unfortunately, our business arrangement didn't work out. I wanted to be on Kill Rock Stars, but it didn't work out. I was in a difficult time, dude. I was trying to get sober. It was a crazy time. I wanted to be on that label, though. And I almost ended up being like a web designer for their band. Didn't work out, though. Dude, you dated a guy for 5 years. At the end, he didn't even know where you worked. Oh, shit, dude. Jamie, let's go. Dude, Kill Rock Stars is amazing. I mean, what a great name for a fucking label, right? That was a cool label, though. It was a cool label. But, all right, you ready? Let's look at the reflecting pool, guys, because this is crazy. There's a couple things we're going to look at here with the reflecting pool. All right, because again, now I want to be clear about this, okay? Because you could say, why are you making a big deal about the reflecting pool? Okay, let's be clear about why I think the reflecting pool is important. All right, you ready? Hold on, we're going to do Alf here. I never had an ability to do recordings for myself. Most of the recordings are through Naxos, and I get around 25%. Let's go, Alf. Appreciate you, boss. Dude, I fucking love you, boss. Let me tell you, I don't know what Naxos is, but now I'm intrigued. But let me tell you why I think the reflecting pool is important and why we're all focusing on it. All right? And here's why. Because Trump has made the reflecting pool this thing. Because he comes into office and all of his lies get outed. No electricity bill cuts, no price changes. He doesn't do anything he's going to say. He fails at his mass deportations, right? He fucking starts a war. He fucks up the world economy. And then in the middle of all this, he's like, well, what's really important is the reflecting pool and him cleaning up DC. So he made the reflecting pool like a symbol of his greatness and how he was going to do what no president could do. And now even fixing that pond is like beyond him. Because what did he do? He just slapped a coat of fucking paint on the bottom, thinking, oh, I'm going to make it like electric blue, like a fucking Olympic swimming pool, right? And he's fucked that up too. Okay, he tried to do a cosmetic fix, a nonsensical fucking fix on this thing, and he didn't deal with the real problem. Spent $14 million painting the bottom of this, a no-bid contract, by the way, with his friend to do some shoddy workmanship for it to look good for like a day. Okay, like a day. He got 1 day of the reflecting pool. And then it's right back to everything Trump does turns to shit, okay? So let's look at what we got, okay? Let's look at what's going on with this thing. Okay, so here we go, dude. Is now the paint is peeling off. All right. It's just a couple weeks after a 14 million renovation. They painted the bottom what he called American flag blue. And now this shit is fucking peeling. Dude. What the fuck, bro? Dude, the shit is already, it's already falling apart, bro. 14 million bucks. Okay? And right there it is, dude. It's just the bottom is fucking peeling off of this shit.
There's a nice big chunk of the reflecting pool. Yeah. Oh, it is blue. How about that? Big chunk of it for you.
3 days ago, I was able to drive right in front of the Capitol.
Now, the first thing you'll notice is look at the algae. Look at the algae. Look at how bad the algae is, dude. It's so crazy. Now, a pool of this size, you're going to have algae issues. The algae's been a long-standing problem because this pool is just so crazy big. But remember when Trump was like carrying his little thing about the pool? Right? Remember him? He had his little, it did look good for a day. Okay? For like one day, it was this fucking blue color. And then they went through and they poured a bunch of like hydrogen peroxide in there, thinking the hydrogen peroxide was going to eat up the algae. No POTUS ever did an 𝗙𝗡𝗪. 𝗙𝗡𝗪, he could do that. What's an 𝗙𝗡𝗪? You know? But so Trump, though, like, he had his chart. Remember when he had the fucking cardboard chart, right? When he did this?
I just had this done. You're getting a first glimpse, but that's your size compared. So those are compared to, those are among the tallest buildings in the world, including the Empire State Building, World Trade Center, Sears Tower, Chicago.
Yeah, thank you,
So
Trumpy.
if you lay it on its side, you take 2 or 3 of them to fill it in, because the width is almost 200 feet wide. I just had this done.
Dude, yeah, what is he doing, bro? So in the meantime, right, this shit is falling apart, boss. This is with an underwater camera. You see it's all fucking peeling up and all coming apart, dude. Whatever they did with this shit. It's all cracked and coming. I mean, I guess they did some type of liner at the bottom. Right? That shit is already a disaster. Okay? And here's Jonathan Karl reporting today, dude. You ready? Here we go.
I'm here at the Lincoln Memorial Reflecting Pool, and some astounding developments regarding this project, which the president himself has taken such a great interest in. You remember $14 million was spent to drain this whole thing and to paint the bottom American flag blue, was the color he said, to make it reflect more magnificently. As you can see, it's all green now. They know that. They're trying to kill the algae.
Now, see, here's a problem, though, guys, is one of the problems, I believe, has to do with the color that they put at the bottom, because like he said, American flag blue, they wanted to make it more reflective. But here's the problem. There's no tree cover. This thing is completely exposed to the sun all day long, right? From sun up to sundown. So if you make it more reflective, that's going to make it hotter and more, like, you're going to create more algae essentially by making it more reflective, because it's going to heat it up quicker and it's going to make it more ripe for this type of, algae growth. So it was, without dealing with the algae situation and then creating a much hotter, more intense reflection in the pool. Dude, the algae is like way worse now, right? You know what I'm saying? It is like now it's like way worse than it was even before.
But as they're doing that, something else has happened. Check this out. That American flag blue paint, it's peeling away. The $14 million job to redo the bottom of this reflecting pool is falling apart before our eyes.
Dude, it's been like 2 weeks. It's like, did they even paint it? Did they put some fucking wallpaper? Right? Dude, you know what I mean? Did they put wallpaper on the bottom? What did they even do, dude? What did they put down there? Is that like shelf paper from a kitchen that they just tacked to the bottom? They're out there with fucking, you know, fake news! Fake news! Oh!
The algae is still here, but the paint appears to be going away.
Dude, the algae is still here, but the paint is going away. Now, here's the good one, though. This is the good one. Because look at this, dude. 𝗙cie𝗶𝗹𝗀𝗀, everybody's favorite right-wing prick, right? Yeah, no, I know, dude. Isn't that funny what 𝗟𝗟𝗡 said? We're not even in August, okay? Like, the end of August, middle of August is going to be the hottest part on the East Coast. We're in fucking, we haven't even gotten out of June yet, and this thing is already cooked. But now 𝗙cie𝗶𝗹𝗀𝗀, everybody's favorite right-wing agitating piece of shit, he goes to the pool and look at what he says here. He says, United States Park Police are investigating an 𝗙cie𝗶𝗪𝗏 inscription on the sealant of the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool. So in addition to this thing falling apart, the paint peeling off, the algae being back, somebody has gone and carved 𝗙cie𝗶𝗪𝗏 in the bottom of this thing. He says, we discovered writing just now while walking the edge of the pool. This BS needs to end. This comes as mobile surveillance towers have been deployed around the pool, along with park police and National Guard on 24/7 watch. It's insane to see that TDS is this bad, that death threats are being written into the reflecting pool of the Lincoln Memorial. First off, 𝗙cie𝗶𝗪𝗏 ain't a death threat, okay? 𝗙cie𝗶𝗪𝗏 means remove, but look at this shit, dude. They have surveillance around the clock on the reflecting pool. So it's down on the Lincoln end. Dude, somebody jumped in there in the water and carved it on the bottom down at the Lincoln Memorial end. It's not completely at the end. And there's fucking cops walking around, dude, and National Guard patrolling the reflecting pool, dude. Dude. Like, this is America, guys. Okay, you ready? This is America, guys, where the 𝗙cie𝗶𝗪𝗏s don't get charged. The 𝗙cie𝗶𝗪𝗏s are sitting in their penthouses eating caviar off fucking hookers' tits. And the National Guard and the cops are patrolling the reflecting pool, guys. Okay? They're protecting the reflecting pool that is, you know, was fixed poorly and is peeling while the grapists run around, okay? Dude, now I do have to remove that message there, 𝗙𝗍𝗍, because, you know, we can't put those kinds of messages in the YouTube chat, just so you know. Forrest Gump obviously wrote 𝗙cie𝗶𝗪𝗏. I mean, you know what's so funny about the 𝗙cie𝗶𝗪𝗏, guys, is this, okay? What's funny about this is one of their number one guys, okay? One of their number one guys was 𝗙cie𝗶𝗪𝗏, did 𝗙cie𝗶𝗪𝗏, okay? He did this tweet twice, right? 𝗙cie𝗶𝗪𝗏 did. 𝗙cie𝗶𝗪𝗏, that was like, and they sold 𝗙cie𝗶𝗪𝗏 merchandise okay, on fucking Amazon. I mean, give me a break, dude. Okay? Like, look at this. This person said, I live with 2 Biden voters. I'm not even allowed to speak Trump's name. I do wear my 𝗙𝗚𝗡𝗍𝗑 shirt, though. Right? I mean, dude, they're making a big deal about the 𝗙𝗚𝗡𝗍𝗑, but they were 𝗙𝗚𝗡𝗍𝗑 long before we were. This goes all the way back to 2022. They're clowns. Okay? That's what they are. They're clowns. Yo, 𝗙𝗍𝗶𝗍𝗀, what's up? Why'd you block me? You fucking candy ass. Dude, I can't hear you. No. Pull your tongue out of Trump's ass so I can actually hear you vocalize. Oh, yeah, that's better. There we go. So, dude, I know you've been sniffing and licking Trump's ass. Can I talk to him for a minute? Thank you. Trumpy! Yo, what's up, fucknuts? Yeah, dude, so I gotta ask you a question. Why you have the National Guard and the cops patrolling the reflecting pool instead of arresting the Epstein grapists? Oh, I get it. Yes, because you're one of the Epstein grapists. Oh, I see. That's the problem, is because you are the Epstein grapists. So, yes, so if the National Guard and the cops were arresting the Epstein grapists, you would be in jail. All right, now I get it. Okay, no, I just was checking in. I was wondering how 𝗙𝗡𝗍𝗑𝗏𝗡's fucking polyp cleaning is doing. Has he got a sandpaper tongue or is that smooth? What's going on? You like that? Huh? All right, fuck you, bye-bye. All right, so there we go. That was from Trump's mouth himself. We found out exactly why. You know, I was wondering why that was going on, dude. All right, now I'm clear. Dude, let's go. Oh, shit. Dude, the death threats, though. Look at this. Death threats are being written into the reflecting pool. Dude, they've got a fucking surveillance tower. What are these people doing, dude? Dude, look at that shit. Dude, it looks like the Walmart parking lot, bro. Like, what are they? Are they like, they have one of these things from the Walmart parking lot? You know how they have them out there so you don't steal some merchandise? Dude, do they have the bottom of this pool? Fucking, is the bottom of this pool like wired up? So if you steal a piece of the blue paint, the alarm goes off. Jesus, dude. Like, by the way, guys, can I just point out, they still don't have a health care plan, guys. They said they were going to give us a good health care plan back in 2016. They never did it. They gutted Obamacare. They made Obamacare like 5 times as expensive, right? They fucking have shit on everything they could. New work requirements, new ways of cutting down people who get benefits. They said they were going to give us a health care plan in 2 weeks. That was months ago. Still no health care plan. We have surveillance towers at the reflecting pool. We got National Guard members patrolling the reflecting pool, but no health care plan, guys. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought there, fucknuts. Oh my God. Isn't that wild, dude? That shit is crazy. And look at it. So here's what happened from right now is they did the hydrogen peroxide, which did start to kill the algae, right? But it also, though, it has not gotten rid of the middle. So it did affect some of the blue around the edge, right? The hydrogen peroxide. But see, here's the problem, though, guys. The problem with the hydrogen peroxide is I believe that hydrogen peroxide is also going to like some of that is just going to convert to water. Like, I don't know if hydrogen peroxide is going to be able to clear a space that big, right? You know what I'm saying? I don't think hydrogen peroxide is the fix.
This is rolled out.
No,
That's
but
not
look,
paint.
you can see more of it underneath the water.
That's not paint.
Coating it.
I want my money back after seeing this. I think that it was a huge waste of money to begin with, and I think our resources could be used a lot better elsewhere, in a nutshell.
It was a great way to try and do something about it, but when you're dealing with so much square footage on such a mass, you know, you're going to run into issues like this.
Dude, look at look at that guy, dude. Homie's out there just scooping algae. Oh shit, dude. That is like, bro.
This is rolled out.
Yeah, I guarantee you. Oh my God, look at what they did. This is amazing. Dude, you see this? You see this? This is incredible. You guys remember Jaws? Okay, he says the reflecting pool is open and everyone is having a wonderful time. So this guy is from the movie Jaws, and in Jaws, this is a classic from Jaws. Okay, in Jaws, they find out about the shark and they're like, no, there's no worries. It's summer. We got to open the beach. And this is the mayor from the movie Jaws who comes out and he does an interview and says, the beach is open. Everyone is having a wonderful time. It's great. Don't worry about it. Yes, the mayor of Amity. Right? And then like later that afternoon, kids are getting fucking eaten up and blood is like shooting out of the water. Oh, what a fucking, that is epic. Oh, I got to save that one, dude. So good. Everything Trump touches turns to shit. Indeed, Jewel. Dude, brilliant. I love Hoodlum. This is a good account. If you don't follow Hoodlum, highly recommend. Yeah, that's crazy. So that shit is it's weird though that the bottom is peeling because I thought they painted it, right? And so I don't know that they painted this thing. But again, why is this a big deal? This is a big deal because Trump made this like his flagship. Okay? He's like, yeah, I'm not going to, affordability is a hoax. The Democrats made up that word. I don't care about inflation. I don't care that the war is damaging people's ability to survive. But what I do care about is this beautiful American flag blue, reflecting pool that nobody could fix but Trump. It's bigger than the Empire State Building. You could fit 3 Empire State Buildings in there because of the width. It's like, all right, Trump. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, boss. Jesus. Right? What could make this happen? Swimming pool, Steve? Dude, does he go into it? Give us a punchline. Give us a punchline. Did you watch the video? Dude, that's crazy. And here's what they said. This is what they said 2 days ago, right? Or technically, I guess, Wednesday. Okay? Yeah, is today going to be Friday? Dude, I'm so lost. So Wednesday, they said the advanced nanobubbler technology was very effectively killed the algae that has plagued every Lincoln reflecting pool reopening, most infamously Obama's reopening since 1922. The reflecting pool water is crystal clear, and our National Park Service team is now vacuuming up the dead algae resting on the bottom of some parts of the reflecting pool, just like the destroyed Iranian Navy resting on the bottom of the Persian Gulf, right? That's their thing. And of course, dude, they got to make some quip about like the destroyed Iranian Navy. Yeah, the Navy that's so destroyed that you're paying around $300 billion to let you out of a war. right? And so let's see what we got here, dude. Yeah, dude, what does this Steve guy say, Bradshaw?
We're in Washington, D.C. in the summertime. This is a shallow pool with stagnant water, abundant sunlight. That it creates a situation where opportunistic algae can really take advantage of the situation.
The renovations, which started in April and finished last week, cost more than $14 million, a far cry from the $1.8 million first expected, and included at least one no-bid contract. There were a series of functional fixes, including repairing leaks and installing a filtration system for the first time to help clean the water.
And we're going to scoop up a water sample to see if we can get this tested.
CNN independently took the sample of water and consulted with a pool store that regularly tests water to help read the results. It showed phosphate levels far higher than what is recommended to keep algae at bay based on estimates for a pool that holds 6.5 million gallons of water.
Dude, if there's already some phosphate fertilizer in the water, that's really opportunistic, especially for the blue-green algae that can fix nitrogen. So they are having a field day out here. Probably.
Yeah, I mean, think about this, though, guys. Is this thing is like 2 feet deep, okay? It's 2 feet deep, 3 feet deep, right? It is not deep at all. You know, I think it's like 2 feet. Let's find out how deep this thing is. It is, dude, 30 inches, 18 inches deep at the center, 30 inches in the middle. So it's not even 3 feet. So, and there's no shade. So it is like, I mean, that's hard. That's hard to begin with, because when you have a 2 foot deep body of water that is sitting in the sun just getting cooked all day long, like that thing is like an algae hotspot, right? Dude, that is crazy, bro. And then, you know, you resurface it poorly and you don't do anything to counteract that. So it's brutal. But I did see what Bradshaw said, the pool guy talked about how the contractor, first off, the problem is it was a no-bid contract, so Trump gave that money to a friend who I guarantee you that person had never done, like, pool bottoms before, right? And Bradshaw said the pool guy said it was probably not properly sealed. I bet they didn't prepare the surface, right? You know, like, whatever. I mean, who knows what the bottom of this thing is like? You would have to like recoat the whole bottom and seal it. And then they would have to clean out all the filtration pipes, because I'm sure there's algae backed up in their filtration and cleaning system. I mean, I think to keep a shallow pool like that is out in the sun all day, every day, clear of algae is probably kind of complicated. You know what I'm saying? Turn algae into fuel. Now, see, that would be interesting, right? Yeah, you need, I mean, you know, when you think about a regular pool, okay, a regular pool uses, you know, they coat the bottoms and they treat the bottoms, and then they're treated with all sorts of like super harsh chemicals to keep that water clean. And the water is like moving in and out. It's being like drained and resurfacing and re-adding. Like but this thing is like 6 million gallons of water in this shallow pool. Dude, yeah, treated with chlorine. You can't treat the pond with chlorine though, because then it would like, right? They can't treat this pond, you know? I mean, they could, but it would be pretty toxic. You'd be going there, everybody. Can you imagine something that big? If you had something this big treated with chlorine, beyond the expense, right? The wildlife, but even if you went to a 2 foot deep thing like this, treated with chlorine, like your eyes would burn. everybody who went to visit this would be inhaling like noxious chlorine gas. Dude, you'd go and be like, oh, dude, everybody would be crying at the reflecting pool. You'd have chemical burns, dude. Right? Dude, it's like, bro, why you got chemical burns on your forehead? It's like, oh, I went to the reflecting pool in DC. I stood next to it for 5 minutes. Dude, now my skin is peeling off, dude, like fucking Agent Orange and shit. Dude, right? Yeah, trench at Verdun, dude, it would be like, holy shit, bro. Dude, the reflecting pool is clean, but everybody who's going to visit it is dying of fucking noxious chlorine gas. Oh, shit. Dude, maybe Trump will try it. Dude, he'll do anything, right? It's gonna be a new type of chemical burn they call Patriot burns, right? Oh, man. That's funny, dude. Brutal. All right, so what is this woman saying here?
So after seeing this headline, I had to come.
Okay, so first off, we're going to get a Trump supporter's take on this, because look at her. She starts the video with her cross. Okay, so here's a Trump supporter's take on this. All right.
So after seeing this headline, I had to come and run and see for myself. So yes, the headline is true. The water is green. However, I do want to show you guys that this is actually part of the process there in the middle. You can see it back there. They're in the middle of cleaning out the pipes. So no, nothing went wrong. Don't fall for whatever liberal skew they try to pull on you. Don't be panicking. Just trust the process. It's going to look spotless again here just in a few days.
Oh, yeah. Don't be a panicking. It's going to be spotless in just a few days. That was on June 15th. We got a comment. Dude, let's go. Maybe they need to pray about it. That's what they need. They need to say some prayers. Come on, y'all. Let's say some prayers. Dude, look at what Anonymous said, dude. That's amazing. Oh, my God. Oh, God, shut the fuck up with the panic and talk. You sound like a fucking simpleton who has brain damage. You morons don't even realize how fucking cringe you are. Oh, that's beautiful. Dude. Dude, Paula! Sakata! Dude, Paula's gonna sakata the pool. Dude, what the fuck, dude? So funny, bro. This guy's funny. Do you see this guy? This guy's thinking it's sabotage. Look at this.
Sabotage it is, and that reflecting pool turns out I was right.
We're going to scoop up a water sample to see if we can get this tested.
Thanks to CNN backing old Stinchfield up, it turns out they tested the water. And in the water of that reflecting pool, that algae-ridden green reflecting pool, it was filled with phosphates. Oh. Where do phosphates come from? Phosphates come from fertilizer, which means most likely someone dumped fertilizer into the reflecting pool to cause the algae bloom just to make President Trump look bad.
Dude.
This is from CNN.
CNN independently took the sample.
Dude, yes. Sabotage to make Trump look bad. But now the bottom's peeling. So, okay. But do they, when he's like saying like fertilizer, yeah, animal shit in this, guys. Like bird shit in it. Animals shit in it, ducks are shitting in it. You know what I'm saying? Every animal that uses this thing is fucking using this reflecting pool as a toilet. So, like, come on, bro. I don't think anyone bombed it with fertilizer. They bring a truck out and poured fertilizer. Dude, Maui said Trump shit in it. Dude, yeah, I saw Trump down there. He was like, I was like, dude, Donnie, what are you doing? He's like, I'm taking a Trump. They took my diaper off, so I'm trumping in the reflecting pool. Dude, they've been cleaning his diapers in it. I think that's what it is. Mike Johnson. I saw Mike Johnson cleaning a whole fucking van full of Trump diapers. Okay, so that's why where the fertilizer comes from.
Water and consulted with a pool store that regularly tests water to help read the results. It showed phosphate levels far higher than what is recommended to keep algae at bay based on estimates for a pool that holds 6.5 million gallons of water.
If there's already some phosphate fertilizer in the water, that's really opportunistic.
So again, my conspiracy theory is true. The late night hosts went crazy over my claim.
Which means that the people who believe in the MAGA agenda, people like right-wing radio host Grant Stinchfield.
The guy from Real America's Voice is breaking out the Reynolds Wrap hats.
There's algae in here.
Oh.
Again. I feel like it's sabotage.
Dude, what a fucking
My
dink.
God, the algae.
Dude, you know what's so funny, though? Is he's making this video. He's so proud of himself that, like, Jimmy Kimmel is talking about him. Right? He's like, oh my God, dude, I'm so, like, the talk show hosts are talking about me. Grant Stinchfield. Who the fuck is this guy, dude? His name says Stinchfield. Oh my God, Real America's Voice. Oh, Jesus. Dude, anybody that has 1776 in their name on Twitter is an idiot, bro. It's true, guys. If you have 1776 in your Twitter bio, you're a fucking idiot. All right, guys. I gotta jet. I gotta go make some videos. But dude, I do want to wind down with something that is pretty funny because let's see. All right, we covered. All right, we're gonna have to cover fucking 𝗙cie𝗶𝗃𝗍, dude. Actually, I may just bounce there because I don't think I saved it. Right? All right. Dude, are you guys watching the World Cup? Do we have any fucking World Cup information here? Right? Dude, I wanted to get to Obama, but we're not going to make it today. Oh my God, look at that, dude. Department of War, 0-for-1. Did Mexico win? Dude, what about Congo? Holy shit, dude. Did you guys see Congo tying Portugal? Dude, and then I saw more people twerking after that Congo tie game where, like, nobody thought they were going to be able to, like, not lose. That was pretty amazing, dude. Yeah, we're going to look at the Obama Center. I like the Obama Center. Man, I do. I think it looks like, I don't know, dude. It looks like a fucking Stonehenge kind of, you know those giant fucking statues of, like, faces. I feel like the Obama Center has this really industrial, like, military obelisk kind of, like, postmodern fucking, I don't know. It's fucking cool, dude. It is cool. It's like it reminds me of, like, the Barack Obama monument, sort of, you know what I mean? And I really want to watch his speeches because I know they're good, dude. But this is crazy, isn't it? Department of War, 0-1. Guys, the war shit is like problematic, dude. Dude, we got screwed. I saw somebody in chat say something like, did Israel attack again? Did Israel already break the fucking terms of this thing? Because Israel is not going to stop attacking. Got a link for what? For this image? This image, yeah. It's fucking on the real Thelma Johnson. There you go. Yeah, no, it's funny. Did Israel attack again? Oh my God, look at this, dude. Look at this. 2 hours ago, Israel has launched new overnight ground advance into southern Lebanon with Hezbollah forces engaging Israeli troops directly at zero distance, destroying 4 Israeli military vehicles, downing helicopters during evacuation flights. This follows 20-plus Israeli airstrikes that leveled residential buildings, killed at least 18 people, including entire families, in the heaviest assault since the ceasefire, per Al Jazeera. Over this violation of the Iran-U.S. MOU's first clause, Iran has suspended negotiations with the U.S. and the Switzerland trip, with VP Vance also canceling his trip in response. Iran says it will not unilaterally implement any MOU commitments until the U.S. does the same and attacks in Lebanon permanently stop, dude. Dude, it literally, like, not fucking 12 hours, dude. Like, give me a fucking break, bro. I know it was easily expected. We all know that Netanyahu is not stopping this. But look at this shit, guys. We literally just looked over the 14 points of this deal that was already a shitty deal to begin with. It was a massive American loss. And we look over these 14 points, right? Some of which are highlighted here. And dude, look at this shit, bro. What the fuck, dude? Already Israel, like, not even 24 hours after the announcement. Dude, and Netanyahu is already on it. Brutal. Brutal, dude. Right? That is insane, dude. And here's what Vance says.
Fuming over this, Israel doesn't feel bound to the MOU as it relates to Lebanon. If, as you mentioned, your frustration with Israel striking in Beirut, hitting apartment buildings, if that continues, could it torpedo the deal? And what would the U.S.'s response be to a broader war in Lebanon involving Israel and Hezbollah?
Yeah, well, I don't want to get into hypotheticals that could torpedo the deal, because I think the president's expectation is that all of our friends, the Israelis, the Arabs in the region, we're going to work together and actually see this deal to completion. Now, I saw the Axios report, that Netanyahu is fuming. That's not reflective of the conversations that I've had with him, but maybe he's saying something to somebody else that he's not saying to me.
Dude, isn't it funny? Like, this is J.D. Vance 14 hours ago. And this shit is already, oh, he's not fuming. Oh, we're all working together. This deal is great. Dude, it's already in the shitter, bro.
What I will say, and this does bother me, is that you've seen people within Bibi's cabinet who have come out and attacked the deal, and in some ways very personally attacked the president of the United States.
It's not Bibi. Now it's his cabinet. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay.
And I guess my message to them would be twofold. Number one, Donald J. Trump is the only head of state in the entire world who is sympathetic to the nation of Israel at this moment in time. And he happens to be the head of state of the world's superpower. If I was in the cabinet of the Israeli government, I might not be attacking the only powerful ally that I have anywhere left in the entire world.
Dude, and yet Netanyahu clearly doesn't give a shit about Donald Trump or the U.S. or his powerful allies or the Iran MOU. He doesn't give a shit about anybody, dude. He's just like, nope, more war. And Trump is fucking gonna rage tweet. Dude, what an idiot, bro.
And the second message I would give to some of those cabinet members, Bibi, to his credit, has not gone down this path. But
yeah, Bibi is just launching missiles and bombs, dude. Right? He hasn't said anything bad about Trump. He's just blowing shit up.
To some of these cabinet members in Israel who are attacking the President of the United States, the other thing that I would say is that over the last 3 months, 2/3 of the defensive weapons that have protected your homeland have been built by American hands and paid for by American tax dollars. The problem for Israel is not Donald J. Trump. And anybody in Israel who thinks their biggest problem is the President of the United States needs to wake up and smell the reality of the situation that country is in. Thank you all.
Dude, Jesus. Dude, what a disaster. Okay? Because think about this, guys. Okay? Just think about what's going on. Because Bibi, okay? Bibi is like Donald Trump's family. He is. He is Charles Kushner, Jared Kushner's dad, who is a crook. The Kushners are crooks. But Charles Kushner and Bibi are like fucking family. Okay? Bibi used to go sleep in Jared's bed when he would come to the United States. So Trump is like, Bibi's going to do whatever the fuck he wants, and Trump is not going to do shit. And I think Netanyahu knows this. So he's like Trump schmump. Like, whatever the fuck, dude. But so, like, what is he going to do, though? I mean, because short of us attacking Israel, like, Netanyahu is never going to stop attacking Lebanon and Gaza, and they're not going to stop taking land in the West Bank. They're never going to stop, okay? It's a case where, like, unless Trump rolls in with the troops and starts bombing Netanyahu, like, that's the only way you're going to get him to stop. Like, the U.S. is going to have to go to war with Netanyahu's regime. That's it. That's the only way he's going to stop, dude. And Trump ain't going to do that. Or maybe Trump will. Can you imagine? Maybe Trump is crazy enough to just start bombing Israel, dude. Like bombing Netanyahu, can you imagine? I mean, I wouldn't put him past him. Maybe he just has a mental break and is like, fuck it. Netanyahu is now becomes like Gavin Newsom to him or some shit. He just launches the missiles. Dude, right? Regime change in Israel. We'll put like fucking, right? We'll put fucking 𝗙𝗢𝗎𝗪 or whatever her name is. She can be in charge. Or Emily Austin. Just give her Israel. Yo, Emily Austin, you want to run Israel? Oh, fuck, dude. Right? Less than 24 hours and it's breached. That is crazy, dude. That is fucking wild, boss. Dude, and he's still... Dude, he's still talking about nuclear weapons, right? Dude, Netanyahu's doing everything in his power to derail the peace deal. Of course he is. Dude, and this is crazy, though. Guys, they're bombing fucking residential buildings. You know what I'm saying? You're guessing it's a false flag? I don't know why you keep saying that. I mean, it's pretty clear they're bombing fucking actual buildings and shit. Okay? I don't think this is a false flag. It looks like they're bombing actual apartment buildings and shit, which is another thing that's really problematic. 1 hour and here's the strikes in Haruf. They're fucking, you know what I mean? Dude, and that shit is still smoldering. That shit is like fresh, bro. Right? The reason they're bombing? Oh no, I'm saying, see the thing about this, I see what you're saying. You're saying that they made something up in order to, right? You're trying to say that they made up a false flag as an excuse to bomb. But see, I don't think it's that complicated. I think it's fairly simple. I mean, if you look at what went on with this with this, there's two things going on here, guys, with this conflict, because you have to remember the U.S. was not trying to get into war, okay? The U.S. had no reason to be in this war. Netanyahu goaded Trump into joining him in this war, and Trump was stupid enough to do it, and then the whole world economy got wrecked. But here's the thing. Trump needs to get out of this war, and he needs the prices to come down before the election, or he's going to lose the House, he's going to lose the Senate, he's going to get impeached, his agenda is dead, everything goes to shit. All of his shit falls apart, and he gets like Epstein investigated up the ass. So Trump needs to get out cleanly and look like a good guy, and prices of oil need to come down before November, or he is fucked. And Netanyahu doesn't care about any of that shit. Netanyahu is like, well, dude, he's not going to let Trump go into a deal that's going to prevent him from his imperialism and his colonialist bullshit and give Iran $300 billion. So I think Netanyahu is going to sabotage this deal like as long as he can, right? Because what is he going to do, dude? He figures the U.S. is not going to cut him off because of the Zionist money and power, like all of those Republicans and shit who get into office are getting there with fucking AIPAC money. So Bibi's like, they're not cutting me off, and I'm not going to let him give Iran $300 billion and prevent me from taking over the rest of this land. So he's like, fuck it, I'm just going to keep bombing and fuck Trump and fuck his election and fuck, right? That's what I think is happening. Like Netanyahu is capitalizing on the fact that Trump has no cards, dude, right? Trump has no leverage. He has no leverage. He has no leverage in the Strait. He has no leverage in Israel. He has no, right? Because like Israeli people gave him $230 million. Dude, Trump has no leverage against them. Like anything Trump wants to do from here on out is going to be dependent on that Middle East money, dude. Dude, Trump has like nothing, dude. Right? Oh, yeah, no, I see what you're saying. That Israel's just making up, oh, they killed some guys and that's why we attacked. But even if they make that up, I'm telling you, what's really going on is Israel is not going to let that deal go through, okay? And whether they make some shit up or whatever, which they always do, but dude, they're not going to let, like the deal that Trump was giving was Iran gets their ballistic missiles, they get to enrich uranium, they get $300 billion, all the sanctions get dropped, they get all their money back that was frozen, all the Arab countries have to like forge peace with right, Israel has to stop attacking everybody, and right, and they get to charge with the Strait of Hormuz. Dude, and Netanyahu's like, there's no fucking way. He'll bomb the whole goddamn region before he let that shit happen, right? Dude, yeah, they're all gonna give money to Iran. Like, bro, dude, there's no way, dude. Oh my God. Yo, Trumpy, what's up? Political punk here. Yeah. How's that Iran deal going, boss? Yeah, it's not looking real good, dude. Dude, yeah, no, that's looking like, bro, it's looking like your marriage, boss. Just an absolute fucking disaster. Like somebody launched 100 Epstein missiles right into the center of it, dude. Dude, it's like your diaper after a night of eating Kentucky Fried Chicken, bro. That is, whoa, Jesus, dude, I can smell it through the phone, boss. You are fucked up, homie. Yeah, I'm actually pretty happy about it because you're a piece of shit, dude. So, yeah, you're getting what you deserve. All right? Dude, say it with me. You ready? Impeached. All right? Yeah. No, see, it kind of rolls off the lips. I got one more for you. All right, Trumpy? You ready? Prison. Prison. Yes, yes. Get used to that one too. All right? All right, you swollen piece of shit. All right, fuck you. Bye-bye. Dude, let's go. Prison. Oh, shit. All right. On that note, dude, what a fucking dink, bro. Dude, one day, his peace deal lasted one day. Dude, this is crazy, too. Because right now, guys, it's 5 in the morning. Dude, Trump is asleep. Trump is going to wake up. Dude, just picture this, okay? Guys, just picture, okay? I know you get upset about Trump and the fascism and the power and all this, the relentless attacks, the ICE. I know there's a lot going on. But just picture what is happening right now. Because Trump went to bed tonight feeling like a king, right? G7, the MOU, Iran. He thinks he won the war. I am the boss, right? He's bossing. He thinks he's the king of the goddamn world. He's going on a true social bender like he is the king. He is going to wake up, guys. It is about 5 a.m. there right now. In about 2 hours, 3 hours, Trump is going to wake up, okay? And he is going to fucking realize that Netanyahu just nuked his fucking deal, bro. Dude, he is going to wake up tomorrow just miserable, angry, like with no clue how to fix this shit. He is just getting fucking sucker punched by Netanyahu, and he's going to be breaking shit and throwing shit and screaming at people and fuming and watching television all day, just raging. And it's going to be delicious, dude. It is going to be delicious. Dude, he's going to be throwing Diet Cokes at fucking staffers. Oh, my God. And someone's going to get fired. Who's getting fired, guys? Dude, who's getting fired? Someone is going to get fired, dude. He already is mad at J.D. Vance. He thinks J.D. Vance is leaking shit from the Situation Room. Like, I'm telling you right now, dude, someone is getting fired. I know, dude. Trump was on Truth Social. Did you see this? He was on Truth Social, guys, before he went to bed. And look at what he was saying. He was tooting his own horn. Look at him. He's showing the fireworks, the Freedom 250. He's got him and Dana White. Okay, he must have just gone to bed. But he was literally praising himself about Iran. Right? There is no $300 billion payment. That's fake news. All there is for the U.S. is success, lower oil prices, and victory. Right? Check out the stock market, Democrat propaganda. And here he's saying, everyone in the Middle East, we're committed to peace. The markets are loving this. We expect a complete ceasefire on all fronts, including Lebanon, Hezbollah, and Israel. Thank you for your attention to this matter. And then where's the one right here? It's a short one right here. Iranian resistance leader, former national security aide, praised Trump's deal with Iran. Dude, so he goes to bed 3 hours ago. Okay? He went to bed 3 hours ago, guys. All right? That was 2 in the morning. He went to bed at 2 in the morning. He's exhausted. It's after G7. He's like, dude, I'm the king of the world. They're praising me. Peace on all fronts. Dude, he's going to wake up and shit is going to hit the fan, bro. Dude, now that is so satisfying, guys. I don't know about you, but it's this kind of shit where I know he's going to wake up and just be like, what do I fucking do? He just can't get out of it, right? He just can't get out of it, dude. Dude, he's going to wake up and everyone's going to be acting weird. He's going to be, why are you acting strange? And they're like, all right, everybody take anything he can throw. And it's Juneteenth, guys. Yes, it is Juneteenth. On Juneteenth, bro, he is back. Trump is back in shackles on Juneteenth. Fuck him, dude. He has a mini fridge. Whoa. Oh, shit, bro. Dude, happy Juneteenth. This is the best Juneteenth ever, guys. Literally, the best Juneteenth ever, knowing that Trump is getting railed by a huge fucking Iranian donkey. And you know what I'm saying? And on Juneteenth, dude, Trump is getting railed by a fucking massive Iranian donkey. A boot right in the ass, dude. Dude, yeah, they're going to wake up and he's going to be like, yo, don't wear the blue tie today. Dude, Trumpy, don't put the blue tie down, boss. They're going to find him dangling from the fucking ceiling. Dude, Trumpy, stay away from heights, ledges, and rope, right? No, dude. Happy Pride. All right, guys, it's time, baby. It is time for the dance. Let's go. I got to go make some videos. Oh, it feels good. Oh, it's time to dance. Oh, feels good to fucking stretch, dude. The Mariners won today. Dude, Mariners shutout today. What a game, dude. They pulled it off. Love it. We love to see it. We love it. We love you guys being here. Thank you. Thank you. Happy Juneteenth. Happy Pride. Happy fucking get fucked Trumpy. Bro, thank you. Thank you, guys. Dude, we're winning this shit, boss. It's like that guy from New York City, boss. We're winning this shit. There's millions of us. All right? Millions. Let's get it. Let's go. Time for a little deja vu, baby. Come on. Oh.
Got a lot of choices. I got a lot of ways that I can go. I hear a lot of voices. They have a lot to say.
let's go!
Starting to enjoy the view, I'm all about the altitude.
Who knows you're on blue when every bruise looks good on you? Tell me who knows you're on blue when every bruise looks good on you. All right, guys, I will see you fucking guys tomorrow. Dude, you guys, be good to yourselves. Take care of your head, and I'll see you tomorrow. Stay radiant. Good night.
Hey, I just want to change the world. I just want the perfect girl. I don't want to hang around, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. Change the world, but I'm not gonna wait my turn. I don't ever want to come down, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. It's about you. I will never be alone.